All right, so we've got everybody here who's going to be here. Are you guys ready to get started?
Yep.
All right, cool. That's the spirit. Um, so Emily, Emily, Marty, Blitz, you guys good?
Yeah, just getting on Foundry.
Okay.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So with that in mind, we will get started. So yeah, just as a summary of last time, you were after the whole Heart of Darkness incident, you actually ran into a rather confused but still focused scientist who was working on a way to stop the proto hive, and you went with him to I believe it was Deck C, to the science lab to help him start cultivating a virus, though that required getting a live alien tissue sample, which you also got. So that was kind of cooking in the background, and then um, I'm trying to remember where you went next, because for some reason I'm blanking on that.
Weren't we heading to? Then we went to the hangar, found the guys, locked them in. Then we went somewhere else, and then we um. Oh, we went down below to get the coil,
The coil.
and then we came back up
Mhm.
to airlock 10 and had our dropship pick up the coil, and then we were in this hallway, and that's when you came and took Tommy or
Oh,
Jimmy or
okay,
Johnny or whatever his name
it
is
was
was.
Tommy. Yeah, okay, it's because I was remember when you did the coil. Yeah, so that tracks that you guys went to. They're like, okay, so yeah, we pick up, in the aftermath of that, you've killed all the aliens in the corridor. Um, obviously you're a man down. What is your next course of action? I'll also move all these bodies off to the side.
Uh, where's the closest control point?
Well, um, you don't necessarily know that. I will give you a hint though that you have been to it though. Um,
Did you say control point?
Would it be in the prison?
it would not be in the what you call it, like the correctional facility, like the what is it, like the corrections, what is it, like it wouldn't be on deck F, the correction modules. Um,
And you just tell us it's been
yeah,
months since
I was
we were
about to,
there.
I was getting to that.
Okay. I
You,
was like, I
if
don't
you guys are
remember where it
that
was.
stuck, I'll say it was deck B. You were on deck B.
Okay.
That was the op center.
Uh,
Um,
Yeah, because I don't remember.
okay, fair enough. So, I was trying to see what you guys remember, but that test obviously failed. So I will just flat out tell you, it was the operations center on deck B. Like, if there were any like control consoles or anything to search, it would be up there.
Let's go.
Okay.
And the Prometheus people that we met, was that on B or was that on C?
What do you mean Prometheus people?
When we first met the Prometheus guys, we were up there doing something. I don't remember.
Oh, the deacon.
Well, the deacons you first encountered in the hallway on deck G. If you're talking about the trilobites, those massive like starfish things, yes, you first encountered those on deck B. Like that was your reception when you first arrived at the station.
Okay.
Um, so if you go up to, like operations was where you first enter the ship and were attacked by two trilobites. So, um, you obviously can head back up there if you wish via the chute, or just, well, yeah, it would have to be the chute. Um, because there aren't any like, access, you know, like junctions to get up there. So it's up to shoot.
Okay. We'll move over to the chute and
Okay. I will move you guys over to that map. So
what
activate
is
that.
Joe's?
Joes are working Joes.
Can we drag the dead into the Joe's room? Is there actually Joe's in there, or
I mean, you have not looked in there. Do you want to look in there before you go up to Deck B?
what do you guys think?
Aren't
Do you think
they
we leave the
fucked up?
bodies to sit here, or should we chuck them into the? I just don't want the bodies sitting here.
Weren't the Joe robots
it-
like fucked up?
Couldn't hurt to do so.
Well, the Joes that you have encountered have not been exactly stable for reasons unknown. Stable enough to where they haven't like attacked you, but they've definitely been acting erratic even by working Joe standards.
Come to think of it, they were throwing bodies in an incinerator, right?
Well, not necessarily an incinerator as much as a cell that was on fire, and the reason why is because they were they were basically under a pre-programmed directive to return the prisoners to their cells, but they weren't smart enough
Oh.
to distinguish the fact that the cell was engulfed in fire.
Hmm.
So they were following their programming, but not using common sense.
Oh, just
Yeah.
like some of my employees.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Sucks to be a prisoner.
So do you think? You know what? I let's open up the door and see what's in there.
What's the worst that could happen?
We could be engulfed in flames.
That's the worst that could happen. This is Alien. That's a question you don't want to ask. Okay, so I'll activate Deck G again. Move all these tokens over here. So, yeah, I mean, assuming one person, well, one or more people drags each alien corpse, um, you can start hauling them towards the room of the working Joes. Let me just check this thing if there are any notes on that room. Deck G. So let's see.
Unlike Superior, Worky Joe comes out and grabs one of us.
Yeah. So I open the door,
Horror movie style.
and you see they are not moving. They're offline, but there are 12 working Joes that are offline. This appears to be like a storage or repair bay um, that they are offline, but there is um, a like a notice you see on a like a display readout that 5 of them can potentially be reactivated. Um, like 5 of them are on standby, whereas the rest are still under maintenance.
We'll chuck the bodies in here,
Okay.
and I have to remember if we have time, we can steal Joe's.
Well, I mean, you could always like turn them like well, I was about to use a poor phrase. You could activate them and potentially have them like follow you around or something.
Yeah, no, I don't. Seeing what we saw with them so far, I don't know if something here is causing craziness. So that's why I was not going to turn them on till they're on our ship.
Well, I'll give you, it may not be the case, but a hint I will give you, because this is something that I feel is kind of common knowledge in this setting. Working Joes are typically slaved to an AI core, like at the very least Apollo, but potentially like a mother AI or something similar. Um, Assuming that is the case with these Joes, that may be your answer for actually like why, like if there's something wrong with the AI core that's controlling them, then that's why they're acting so fucked up.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to boot them up until they're on our ship, and they're not linked to whatever is going on here. That's my thought process.
Okay.
No, I'm good
Uh,
with that. As long as it don't,
Hmm. Yeah, so what we could do is like after we get the cutting thing and batteries are recharged, we just pop down here and just like dolly them over into the drop ship or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So, um, well, so you can, yeah, if you want to do that, I suppose that's a possibility. So, but for the time being, I take it you just you just drag all the corpses in here and shut the door, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So, is there anything else you want to do on deck G? Or do you want to go up to deck B?
Deck B.
Okay, so we'll activate deck B. So takes you, you know, like all in total about like 10 minutes or so to get up there. So once you are at deck B, you can see like there like different like this main area has a bunch of like if you see these little transparent shapes, these are actually like computer consoles.
Okay.
And if you just kind of inspect them, so the computer terminals here are all making, you know, chirping sounds and running numbers, you know, when you arrive. Um, you can, um, theoretically, it would take obviously a ComTech to do stuff, but potentially all functions of the station can be monitored and activated here. Thrusters, sensors, communications, plasma collectors, and more. So what I need from Evelyn is a ComTech roll with no modifiers. And it's not an opposed
Yep.
roll, so you can push. Well, I mean, you could push even if it was opposed, but I'm saying, like, in this case, it's just not opposed.
And
Can I
she can
assist
only
or
work
no?
herself.
What do you mean?
Like, can we have people that do comm work with her?
Yeah, you can. I mean, I was just telling her to do the roll because she's the only player. Well, her and Martin, come to think of it, but I'm assuming he wouldn't be as he between not having any tools and you know having the biggest gun in the group. I'm assuming that he'd want to be on like standby in case anything comes at you.
Yes.
Okay, there you
But
go.
I can assist by pressing
Well,
buttons left and right.
but my point is that
Or
you've
not.
got a bunch of other characters who can assist. Like you've got like
Oh,
Summer
okay.
who can assist, Rena who can assist, etc. So
Okay.
Yep.
all in total of the assortment that you currently have, like that I'm seeing here, Summer has ComTech. I know for a fact Rena has ComTech. Does Johnny? I don't think he does. No, he doesn't. Kronk, does he have it? No, he doesn't. So I think you're getting a +2, and then your diagnostic device would help. So that's a +4 overall.
Yep. So that's active and there. Then 3. Because our team is awesome. We always helped each other.
Oh, wow.
Lots of successes.
Do you want to push that and get even more successes, or are you fine with just what you got?
Um.
You're not
Yeah.
stunned.
I,
So for one stun, it's not bad.
yeah.
Oh my god! Okay.
That was so worth it.
Nice.
9
That is
successes,
amazing.
that's very unexpected by your guys' standards. So there's something you don't see every day. So
Can we
what
just
do
say
you,
we take over Mother?
well,
9?
we will get to that.
Okay.
Um,
Reprogram
so,
mother.
well, you're not interfacing with Mother. That's a whole different thing.
Oh,
Aw,
okay.
dang it.
Like you're just at the operations center. So like you've got access to basically like everything except Mother, but first we got to deal with all these extra successes. So obviously the base success is, you know, you gain like administrator grade access to the system, so you can do whatever you want here within reason. But for the extra successes for the stunts, what would you like to do?
Excuse me. Let's go with you get new or unexpected information, if that would apply here,
Yeah.
as I'm like getting the admin access. Jesus Christ, I have.
I mean, you can do the same thing multiple times.
Yeah.
Stop
Definitely
fussing
take
and quit
two,
run as
though.
administrator.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick the one where I don't need, like, I just have access to the, like, computers now. I don't need to roll to overcome the exact same
Okay.
challenge.
For this kind of thing specifically, I'm trying to figure out what that would be. I guess this sort of mainframe. I don't know what kind of mother unit this station has, but like you're not. And again, just to be clear, you're not hacking into mother. You're hacking into
Yeah,
the operations center.
I get you.
I'm just gonna make write a note for myself so I can figure out what that would be. Okay, so that's 2. That leaves you with an extra like 6. So what else do you want to do?
Yeah. Um, I guess I'll do like 2 more stunts into new or unexpected information
Okay.
if I can get that much
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, there's
And
gonna be
then,
plenty.
yeah, then because I have extra, I'm gonna say you hide your tracks. Just, I doubt anything would be checking, but it can't hurt to be doubly sure.
Okay, so far, let's recap. So you've done 2 extra information, 1 you don't need a roll for this, 1 hide your tracks. That leaves you an extra 4.
I just do 4 new
Yeah,
unexpected
if you want to,
information.
yeah, that's honestly
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
the best
just
you can.
this information.
Okay,
Let's go
so that's
all in.
what, like 5 okay. So let's see. So, um, the initial thing is, so with your successful roll, it displays the location, like you gain access to the all, you know, current Erebos station crew and workers via personal data transmitters, PDTs. Many are on the move, spread out across the station. You get readouts of, you know, personnel in different places. You know, obviously concentrated in, um, you know, locations like, for example, like the guy Stykes that you encountered that pissed off Gunny. He's still where he was. Wicks and the other prisoners are still where they were. Um, in looking for Tommy, you do manage to locate him. He is actually 1 deck below you. And so for your first piece of unexpected information, um, you also notice 8 PDT signals that are different from the others, and they are labeled WY Cronus. And one of them is actually like, you know, like they're scattered in different places, but the more notable ones, one of them is in the Heart of Darkness, the, you know, the escape pod from before. Um, and it is marked Levine, and that was again the guy that disintegrated. Another
Oh,
is
fun.
marked A. Luger,
Okay.
and as a reminder, because, you know, as as Tom pointed out before, it has been a while. Luger was the basically the quest giver for this act or for this this arc, um, she was heading out here to try to find her great aunt Luger, who was part of the Cronus crew. So
Oh,
think of
this
that
might be her great aunt. Damn, that's cool.
So
And where's she?
she is actually roaming around on deck H.
Now,
Oh,
the
erect.
one that we remind me the one that we met inside the egg.
Inside of the lifeboat.
Yeah, I call it the egg. What was she? What was it again? I don't remember. Did we talk
You
to
mean
it?
the person who was in there?
Yeah.
The guy who was in there was a dude named Levine, who basically, he mentioned, like, he gave you some, like, let me just pull up what he said, just as a reminder. So, where is deck G? Or actually, no,
Yeah, he
that's the.
gave us some basic information, but
Well,
he was
here's what
human though, right?
he was a human, yeah. He was infected, but
Okay.
he was a human. So his name was Nevin Levine, third officer of the Cronus. He was infected with some sort of spore. They successfully tested the 26 Draconis strain on him. He explained that, like he very emphatically insisted that not all of the perfected are monsters. Um, he mentioned that Chief Technician Luger, aka Great Aunt Luger, she actually realized that she was being perfected and actually basically made not necessarily a lethal heroic sacrifice like on herself, but she actually deliberately took measures to prevent the, like, she destroyed the FTL of the lifeboat so that way the perfected couldn't spread.
Okay.
So he pointed that out to you, and then he promptly died. But yeah, so he did mention that Luger was the one who basically is pretty much the only reason that the perfected haven't gone on a mass, like, transmutation spree. Um, and she is the PDT, like the only active, well, one of the active Cronus PDTs that are still, shuffling out and about. So there's that. So, so you now have the location of everybody on the station, notably including Luger and Tommy. And as for the other information, so that, let's see. So Emily, you did that 5 times, I believe, or more. Let me see, because you had
I
9
did it
successes. You got
6 times.
6. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was 1. Next is let's see, what we call it. You get like so there are basically a series of station logs of, let's see, so where are these? So because it says that some of these clues can be, hold on, where are they? Players reports. So you do find some reports from a guy named Clark, whose name I don't recall off the top of my head because it's not listed in the section that I'm reading. I'm sure he has a first name somewhere, but he was the primary science officer of the of Erebos Station. And in terms of reports, let's see. Oh, Clark's report. Oh, the individual handouts. That's fucking convenient. So, one thing that is actually, what is it? reports. Oh, it's a different thing. I'll also mention as mainly, and I'll just give this to you like as a freebie. You, if you're checking like like you have access to some cameras. One of them is as you're sort of cycling through them, you do see with it is on where was I looking? On deck A, the observatory. You notice that the viewports um, actually have engineer hieroglyphs, like like scribble all over them in phosphorus paint, and there are translations beneath them. And those um, the translations, there are warnings of like humankind must be obliterated and do not allow perfection. And then there's also subtext there that is written in German, but as being German, you would know this by heart. Says border bombers with a question mark, as in like, are these guys the border bombers? So
Interesting.
I'll also point out in a meta sense that perhaps that may have been the reason that not only the one engineer attacked you earlier in the campaign, but might have been the motivation of the engineer in Prometheus. Which, I mean, again, was kind of a spoiler, but sorry about that, Marty. Never mind.
Oh.
Well, it's just kind of force of habit for me, because like this game basically like assumes that everybody has seen all the movies, and that kind of rubbed off on me, so apologies.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry
So
about it.
as for the rest of your successes, there are some handouts that I can share with you, which I will do. So I'll do these one at a time. Or actually, I think I could just hold on. How many? Let's see. So, okay, what I'll do is I'll just fucking share the whole handout because I thought there were a certain number, but there's more than that. So I'm just gonna share the whole 9 yards and then count it as the rest of your successes. So I mean, in a sense, you're basically getting more than advertised. How do I? Is there a way to share like the whole handout with somebody other than configuring ownership, or no?
There
Wait,
should be.
you could. Sorry, go ahead.
You should do that in journal, and then you can do. I think you can then select and share with all play or show to all players.
Yeah. So if I hit show to player, okay, clerks reports, and I'll set it to observer so you guys can reference it whenever you want. So show players. Okay, so you should
Is
have
that
access.
what you wanted?
Yeah, I want. There are 10 reports in here, and I'm giving it for you all to read.
Okay.
So, do you have access to all 10 like chapters of that handout?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll give you a minute to read over those. And basically those are the logs that you've recovered from like the computer system here.
So from the looks of it, we do need to pick up Levine.
Levine is dead.
She's also key. Okay, well, the last part is rather clear. How can we kill? Can't let them escape. Well, we figured out how to kill them by releasing a virus.
Mhm.
I do believe.
So according to this, there was a hieroglyphic notebook that Levine had. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, that's a good observation because I genuinely didn't know that, and the module doesn't reference it that I've seen elsewhere. So, um,
Hmm.
let me just double check um, the whatchamacallit, the notes on Levine, see if it's actually mentioned like where, like, if it was somewhere, I'll say this, if it was somewhere that you guys went, I will retcon that for you, but if it isn't, then you would have to go back and get it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so just a quick search of, nope, yeah, no, it is not mentioned at least in the section on the escape pod, or the lifeboat rather. So, it's either somewhere else and I have no idea where it is, or that was like a plot hole on the part of the writers. So, I mean, either way, it's very clear that, like, according to the text here, that at least Levine didn't have it on him. So,
Yeah.
Can you do a find and replace and see if you can find?
I did. I did
Oh,
it.
and nothing popped up.
Yeah, not in the section, like where I started was the section, like, because it only lets you, with this enhanced journal, it only lets you do like Control F per chapter, not for the whole PDF. Um, and like I looked under the section for the lifeboat because I mean that's where Levine was, and I figured that's probably where it would be, and it wasn't. So hence why I say it's either somewhere else on the station or it's potentially a plot hole. Like, oh yeah, we mentioned it in the clues, but we forgot to actually mention where it is in the book.
Yeah, I'd bet it's probably written as a plot hole, if anything.
Probably, but I mean they do mention the engineer hieroglyphics that I mentioned earlier. Those were written all over the viewport.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if it's like a physical like notebook or something, maybe we can. Wait, was Levine? Wait, he's part of the Kronos, not the.
yeah, Levine was part of the
Sure.
Cronus crew. He was the guy who disintegrated, and at no point in the section where Levine features does it mention that he had a notebook.
Okay.
So, like, I control F in the section on the escape, like the lifeboat, and it does not mention the notebook. So,
Okay.
the only mention of hieroglyphics is what I said earlier.
Okay. Then Evelyn would definitely like kind of like take notes about the hieroglyphics so we have them for later. If they somehow pop up in a later job, we have them and what they
Yeah,
roughly
yeah.
mean.
So, like, you can get like the camera feed from like, or hell, you can even basically like take the equivalent of like a screenshot of the notes that you see written on the viewport, which, speaking of deck A, obviously is just one deck above you if you want to actually go there and see it yourself. Um, but I'll just let you know flat out that you don't need to, because like what you're seeing on the viewport, like there's nothing else there. It's just the engineer warnings that I mentioned. So,
Okay. Yep, then I'll
okay.
just take the screenshot and have it.
Okay, and that would, with all that info, with the clues, that would conclude your, your profound success on your Comtext. So yeah, just again as a recap, so the stuff you found, yeah, you found that, whether human or perfected, Great Aunt Luger is still alive. Tommy is still alive, and he's a deck below you. You got the basic, notes on like station logs, PDTs, and then you've got all those clues that I gave you from clerk's reports. So,
Okay. I suggest then if we still want like the payment, then we probably go down to B and try and save Tommy. If that's good with everyone else.
Well, we
Yeah,
have
Tommy's one level
cameras,
lower.
right? Can we pull up cameras on B and see what the hell is on B?
So in terms of cameras, I'll say this much. So if you look like, because keep in mind there may be blind spots in the cameras. Um, if you're looking in the room that Tommy's in, basically it's like a two-pack of bad news. So first of all, the room he's in is the hydroponics garden.
Oh, great. He's being cocooned.
Oh dear.
So, well, whether cocooned or being held hostage there, remains to be seen. Um, but he's in the hydroponics bay, and you don't see where exactly he is. I mean, you have his like approximation, but the problem is the cameras are not positioned in a way to where you can see him. Like he's basically in a blind spot, so you don't see what his situation is. If he's like, just like pinned to the wall, or if he's guarded or not, or if he's trapped in some sort of pod, like you cannot see him at all. All you know is where he is.
But do we see any aliens or anything? Or Prometheus or
All
any
you
of it?
see are the pods. I meant like like the cocoons I mentioned before. They have not hatched yet. Like they have not burst open, but they are all still there. You'll also note from where the cameras are positioned, like what I'll do is I'll just jump over to uh, deck C so you guys can see. So if memory serves, you still have vision over the whole map, yes?
Yeah.
So the cameras, I will draw the line. So the cameras are positioned like basically like this. I didn't mean to use the free draw tool, but oh well. I used my polyline. And then there's another one like this. So cameras are there. Tommy is here. Oh, let me ping. Tommy is here. So he's in a blind spot with the cameras.
And do we have a camera in this central area?
Yes. There would
And
be a
it's
camera
clear?
there. Yeah, there's nothing there
Yep.
right now.
If I just remembered, I locked down all those doors.
Yes,
We
all the
have to.
doors, the dual airlock here and this door here, you sealed those and they are still sealed.
So how did he get there then?
They use the
Right,
ventilation.
vents. Hmm.
Yeah. If you'll recall, they did drag him up, like a deacon grabbed him and pulled him up into the vents, so.
Great. Well,
We can fit an event though, right?
In your giant bulky Eco 2 suits, no.
Okay.
so here's something. If he's not infected, he'll survive. He'll survive when we release the virus. If he is infected, he shouldn't be loose, and he gets killed by the virus. This is a self-resolving problem. What I call it.
But
So-
that's all under the assumption that he is infected.
No, I made two assumptions. I made there are two possibilities.
Oh,
He's
two different.
infected or he's
Okay,
not infected.
right.
He's infected or he's not infected.
Okay, no,
If
I
he's
see your point.
okay,
Yeah, and I don't want to rock the bear until we know the virus doesn't work.
right. It needs to be tested, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. By the way,
Mhm.
I need a medical roll, otherwise you guys are carrying me because I am unconscious at the.
Because speaking of which, yeah, we'll good point.
I
So,
open up my sheet and I go, oh, that's right, I'm still unconscious.
I'll just have Johnny do a medical aid roll. So do you want him to use does he have a personal med kit? He doesn't actually, so disregard.
We can use mine.
Oh, you have a spare?
I have one. We have more on the ship
Okay.
later.
Well, he'll use the one then. So that gives him a +2. Okay, so he got one success. Do you want him to push? I mean, that would be the bare minimum enough to get you on your feet, and you could recover more
Yeah.
health by Okay, so he'll push. So he got 2 successes, but he panics.
Torgus wakes up and says, "That hurt, motherfucker."
He's like, sorry, man, sorry. So are you going to do a command roll to snap him out of his panic?
Yeah, we were probably at this point after her. Yeah, you want a command roll?
Yeah, do a command roll. All right, so you succeed, so he is no longer panicking. So let me guess, this is what you say to him?
You had best unfuck yourself, or I will unscrew your head and shut down your neck!
Pretty much.
Yep, that'll be it.
So
I'm sorry, Horg. I'm sorry. Just ever bringing that up.
We're just all watching Johnny be just like yelled at and threatened, and we're all just dying laughing watching this.
he's backed up against the wall, and Horgus's face is fucking red, like as he's like screaming at him, spittle's flying at Johnny.
My broken arms swinging because he hasn't said it correctly yet, and
Michael looks at Evelyn and goes, "Yep, Horg is back. He's awake again."
Yep.
And I
So
don't
how
think
many
it's the
did he heal
concussion
you for?
talking. He healed you for 2, so you are back on your feet for 2 HP. And you have what, 3 health total?
No, I
Oh,
have
no,
5.
5. Okay. If you want to recover
Oh,
the
speaking of
rest, you
which.
could spend up to 30 minutes waiting. And
Yeah,
that would
once
also recover stress.
we'll do it on B.
Yeah, okay.
That way
So,
everybody can get their stress back.
okay. Are you going to do what you did before, or like, because you've got a number of rooms, I'll point out that if you want to like secure like the armory, or even do what you do before, go into an airlock or whatever, you can do that. So
We can go to the rec room. It's probably got chilling chairs and beds and shit. We could put the TV on and chill. I mean, really, there's a rec room. We just go to the rec room and chill.
Just
Put
turn
our
on
feet up.
turn on an old
I mean-
soap opera while we run.
I mean, how much longer do we got before we can actually start cutting the ship?
let's
2
see.
hours?
So
Hey, man, I missed an episode of Keeping Up with the Waylands.
Oh, that is great. And I would not be surprised at all if Wayland Yutani had like an entertainment like part.
oh,
of their
I could
company.
guarantee you they probably own most of the channels that are on the network.
Yep.
And
There are nothing but
everything
commercials for
is-
Wayland Yutani products.
Yeah, exactly. And whatever program there is like it's like 1 minute of program and then 10 minutes of Wayland Yutani commercials.
So
Oh wait, no, that's already what we have.
so anyway, so yeah, as you guys are how long are you gonna be waiting in the rec room?
So, the person that I hired on that we're doing the job for, where is she at this point?
You left her aboard the Avalonos.
Can I do personal comms between people, or is it only broadcast to everybody? What's it like?
I would assume based on what was seen in Aliens that it's like squad comms, not personal. But you also, I will note that um, the situation is such that like you're noticing gradually that like distance wise, and the station, as I pointed out, seems to be kind of changing. Um, long range comms are getting a bit spottier. Like you're getting some more interference. You can still theoretically do it, but it's not going to be like I would say you would have to do a manipulation roll to actually get out like a clear cohesive sentence or like, exchange.
To our ship?
To our ship. Like the drop ship, if you have Mike close enough to it, you can speak to him. But I'm saying like all the way over on the Avalanos, because you figure the station, looking at the side view, the station is, like height-wise, all in all, 1 kilometer long. And you are, oh, hold on, I'll move you over because, yeah, you no longer need no deck B. So you guys are all the way up here, and by comparison, your ship is, if memory serves, down on deck H, so like all the way down here. And even then, that's a pretty big ship. Please ignore this ship. That's the one from the scenario. But your ship is far away, and like I said, the station around you is gradually changing. Like it is morphing into something else. Which
Okay.
is, among other sort of side effects, is starting to like cause like comm interference, like radio static and stuff. Like
Alright,
I'm
then
not
I'll
like I'm not
message.
saying it's impossible, but I am saying that it's going to be kind of difficult.
I'm gonna message Mike and tell him to go. What's her name again?
The person you hired,
Who hired us? Yeah.
Luger, Aloysia Luger.
I'll tell Mike. Mike, I need you to go get Luger and bring her back to whatever whatever port is by us on B.
And well, first of all, you would also know that it would take a little extra time because Luger has to get suited up.
Right.
But
We got a
Mike,
half an hour to chill in
yeah, okay,
here.
yeah. And then you hear someone say, "Oh, they've got video games here." But so Mike's like, "Copy that, come on in, we're gonna go get Luger now." And he flies back to, and well, he'll also give you an ETA of approximately like, yeah, well, I mean, it would all time out about 30 minutes if that's how long you guys are going to spend um in the rec room.
All right,
He
and I make sure Mike tells her that she needs to be armed. Bring some whatever weapons we have on the
yeah,
ship. Don't
speak
come here unarmed.
yeah. So let's check the Avalanos. Let's see what you guys have in your cargo hold that she can take. Well, you got lots of guns. So well, uh, as a member of your crew, I guess I'll leave it up to you what you want to arm her with. 'Cause she does have a pistol of her own. She has a laser pistol, but you could give her, I mean, you've got like fucking pulse rifles, electrostatic pistols, shotguns, incinerators, F90s, heavy pulse rifles.
What is she comfortable with? I know.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know her.
well, yeah, she doesn't, I mean, that's something you haven't asked her. She wouldn't,
Right, that's why I said tell her to pick whatever she's gonna
okay,
want to be comfortable with.
okay. Well, um, I would say that in her case, given that she's not especially, um, like experienced with, like assault rifles and stuff, I'll say she's going to take one of the electrostatic pistols. Um, and so dock down one, and whoa, um, one. She'll take 2 reloads for it. So and one. Okay.
And if we have
So
a good suit of armored, like whatever our best armored flight suit, space suit
you
ship.
have a total of, well, hold on. How many Eco 2 suits do you have? I only see the one, but I could have sworn you guys bought more. How many did you have?
Oh, I don't remember. We bought a bunch,
Oh, well,
especially since you started going. Well, now they can be damaged and not be paired kind of deal. So I was like, all right, we'll buy them whatever we can.
okay. So, well, I'll just have her take one of the Eco 2 suits and that'll be
Okay.
that. So, Eco 2. Um, so, all right, she has that. Wow, that like took like half her encumbrance. But she's good to go. So she'll take an Eco 2 suit. So she's getting situated. Um, and um, yeah. So you guys are chilling in the rec room. I assume Evelyn is using banter. So
Yep.
um, everybody will. I mean, for 30 minutes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anybody has seven stress, but you know, I mean, if you have 6 or less, then all of it's gone.
Okay, what about health?
Health, you would recover 3 HP. So I'll get rid of Johnny's stress. Let's see who else. Summer has 1 point. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if anybody has any stress, like remove it now. But yeah, you'll be just chilling in the rec room, and you know, after you're sitting there, you know, having a few rounds of Halo 3 Reach Black Ops 2, you hear Mike over the comms saying, "Hey there, Commander. I got Hayward Luger on board now, coming on personnel airlock." Um, and so yeah, Mike flies a dropship, you know, up to here. Uh, he will open the, um, like he, you know, opens the ramp, and with the little thrusters, you know, Luger like jets aboard and enters the airlock. You guys hear the airlock, like hear and faintly feel the airlock kind of cycling, and uh, you know, you hear, um, you know, Luger over comm saying like, "Commander, I'm aboard the station. Where are you? What the hell is this thing?"
What thing?
And she says, "I'll just, you know, drag her over here." But like she's alluding to the trilobite that died earlier,
Oh.
because it was right next to the airlock. She just came into the airlock. She's looking around. She's this massive, like 400-pound dead starfish thing.
Welcome to Steel Talons.
It's
That's what
dead.
Horga says.
It's dead. That's
This
what
is
it
what we
is.
do. We take care of these things.
And she looks at it with disgust and sounds like, "Well, glad somebody is." And she says, "Where are you?"
No, we would meet him at the airlock.
Oh, you're meeting her at the airlock. Okay, I thought you were just chilling in the rec room. We're gonna wait for her to come to you.
No, we would. I don't have the map, so we still have the side view.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Let me reactivate that. Okay.
Um, I pull her aside
Okay.
and I tell her, "Hey, I know you were looking for records for your aunt, but um, we did we did find some information that there's a possibility that your aunt might be still alive. Now, relax. It might not be totally your aunt. Don't know. But before we go down to meet her, I wanted to bring you in case you're able to talk to her better than me. But know that if she is turned in one of these creatures, we will need to take her down. But hopefully, she's not as infected as some of these other creatures, and we'll be able to talk to her."
Yeah, you can tell that Luger is a little like she just has that very uneasy look on her face, and you know, it's kind of like, you know, just general nervous body language, kind of. You know, she like on one hand she was excited, you know, very briefly, you know, to, like well, more shocked than anything else to hear that Great Aunt Luger was still alive. But then the fact that you mentioned that kind of drained the enthusiasm from her and filled it with like horror, filled her with horror. So, she says, "I'll."
Oh, I'll be typical Horgus. Snap out of it, girl. Look, your aunt was a hero. She's stopped them from spreading more than this station. So hopefully she'll be able to help us and be on our side. So let's go talk to her and snap out of it, girl. You're now a Steel Talon. There we go. Now I feel like Horgus.
Well, you're definitely acting the part. Um, so, um, yeah. But now I will ask, are you guys going to go try to communicate with Great Aunt Luger first, or are you going to try to rescue Tommy? Because that was the whole reason you originally came up here, is to find Tommy.
Well, we know where Tommy is, and I kind of liked. I don't remember who said it, but one of you guys said it that we'll find when the virus works and it kills all the things. If he's still alive, then we know he wasn't infected. I would rather go talk to the ant first.
Okay. Also,
Okay.
there's something I need to double check. In terms of the, there was something relevant to what was pointed out before. Or in terms of the Comtech thing earlier, there's something I just remembered that I just needed to double check. So just give me a minute. Okay. So, all right. So it was not on that deck, noted. Okay, so if you guys are going down to deck H, um, yeah, so that process will take, because let's see, I mentioned it was, so to go from G to B was 10 minutes. This will take you another 10 minutes. And also, so let's, in terms of a time recap, I would wager that, let's see, so it was 4 hours-ish last time, maybe a little more, like equal or more than 4 hours. You have gone, I would say we're now at probably the 5 hour mark. I mean, in universe, if not, so the batteries are almost charged. And the ship, like you have not cut the ship free, and um, obviously the virus isn't done yet, but whenever you cut the ship free, it'll sync up nicely.
And they got the coil installed, right?
Yeah, the coil was installed, so that's
Okay.
all squared away. So you guys are heading all down to deck H, which I will activate that map. Remind me, you have vision of this, yes?
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure. So let's see, in terms of the groups,
Before we go down there, Cody, I do want to have Evelyn go in and check the system for cameras for that whole deck level and see what we see, what's down there.
Well, I will note that if you're going to be searching every single camera, because this is a really large deck, if you are searching every single camera, that's probably going to take at least like 10 minutes and an observation roll to see if you notice anything.
Worth it.
Okay, well, Evelyn, do an observation roll. And you can have people assisting you if you want. I will say, because this is going to take, like 10 minutes, your intense focus would apply.
Nice.
And anyone who wants to assist can, for up to a +3, which I will point out.
Consider it done.
Yeah, okay, so Martin, Renna will assist you, and then let's see, does Kronk have observation? Yes, he does, so he will help. So you got +3, and then +2 from intense focus.
Yep.
Do you want to
I
keep
got
it, or
a
do you want to push?
success. I'll push. Just in case
Okay. Very nice.
anything
So
else.
let's so in terms of what you see, so you're looking around, obviously if you're checking, like some of the quote unquote highlights, you'll see that the prisoners are still in their little hideout. Um the obviously your tokens aren't all over here, but if you have these folks minus Mike who is flying around, but you have Sayad, Sweetwater, Zavadska, and Delgado um, kind of keeping guard by the airlock as the batteries charged. The batteries are still hooked up to the capacitors here. But as for what you are actually searching for, um, I would say that you meandering around on one of these um, sub-levels, you do actually see a lone perfected. And if you cross-reference the PDTs, it syncs up with Luger's PDT.
Oh, fun.
Has she turned into a perfected?
Yeah, she has been perfected.
Just
Oh, I have good news and bad news about Luger. That you want to hear first.
The good news is you found Luger.
Yep. That's the good news. The bad news is that she's a perfected. Oh dear.
Martin does nothing but chick of of doing the gun thing.
Like racking a smart gun. Yeah, well,
No, whatever sound that is, that's what he makes.
do I might have that on my soundboard. No, I don't actually, but I do have the sound effect for it. But which I'll actually hold on. Never mind, I'm not gonna bother with that now. Anyway, so but Luger sees you cocking that fucking massive smart gun, or Aloysia Luger that is, and she says, "Is that really necessary?"
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Hopefully,
These-
she'll want to talk.
As a perfected, well, she can project her thoughts into our minds. That's true, but
Well, remember, we do know that they're not all.
Yeah, Levine
Uh,
swore up and down that not all of them were, inherently evil, and he did specify that Luger in particular was the one who, perfected or not, she is the entire reason that, there hasn't been like a mass outbreak in the colonies.
and it could be why she's out on it by herself.
Yeah. Like you see on the cameras, she does not have any like deacons following her or any other perfected or any other monsters near her. So
well, let's see where we can get. But let's make sure that we have other methods handy.
Oh yeah, we're going to be ready to go to town.
Rock and
but,
roll.
well,
yeah, and let me guess. And then like as you guys are marching down the hallway, you have like Gunny Horgus doing the "This is my rifle, this is my gun." It's like you guys are all marching in formation, like doing the crotch tuck.
actually, Gunny doesn't have a gun. He's got
Yes,
a
he does.
pistol.
You got your pistol. I mean, that's a gun.
Well, I can't. Does anybody want my flamer? That doesn't have a flamer?
Uh, I
Because
think
right
I
now
have
with
a
my
flamer.
broken arm, I can't use a two-hand weapon.
Right.
I mean, you were content to spam grenades earlier, so instead of using your flamethrower, so you can
Yeah.
throw grenades with one hand, and you could use your 44 Magnum with one hand.
Oh, I know, but I'm asking, does anybody want to use my incinerator unit?
Well, I know that Arthur and Martin already have their own.
I thought
So
last week somebody goes, I need to get a flaming gun. I don't remember who said that.
might have been Tobias. but I
Yeah.
don't. I can't state that definitively.
Does he have the weight to carry it?
Let's take a look at Two Faces thing.
Yeah, but he can't carry it. I could probably carry it.
Let's see, PCs.
And if neither of
Bias.
them can carry it, can you use two at the same time?
No, you cannot use two. No, he can't carry it. He has like only a quarter encumbrance unit left. So the
Well,
bias
I
ain't-
look at Tobias and say, Tobias, I need to borrow one of your reloads for your pistol.
Well, you
Is
have to
it the
remember if
common
his Two-Face gimmick with his Magnum, he's like, over my
You
dead
want to
body.
borrow my shovel? Lightly used.
Covered in gunk from the trial bite he kilverized earlier.
Mildly acid burned.
So, well, I mean, anyway, well, for now, let's not worry about it. I mean, you've got
Okay.
people who either have their own or like, yeah, if he wants his own, he can probably. I mean, if he wants his own, assuming it was Tobias, I mean, you've got two in the Avalanos. So,
I'm just saying. Last time he said I need to get one,
right.
so it's
Okay,
the only
fair
reason
enough.
I said does anybody want. I don't remember who was.
Okay, so, let's see. All right, I'll just organize. I mean, so I'm not going to move all the tokens necessarily in a specific formation, but you know, as I'll just move Luger a little bit because she would be kind of moving around. So are you going to? Because obviously, so the chute, the central hub, from what I'm seeing, like the chute goes straight down. You can't like float. There's no access point into the actual room, so you would have to take a junction down. My question for you all is, so if you went to the chute, you went to, so the highest you, or the lowest you go is deck G. Junction, let's see, G3 and G5. So G3 would lead to H3 right here. Really, that's the closest. Yeah, I was thinking there would be more, but no, that's pretty much the closest you can go if you want to get to where Luger is.
All right, we'll do that then.
Okay, so I will move all the tokens. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to move all the tokens. Like, you guys know where you're at. It's like only if you decide to like lock and load NRA, Great Aunt Luger, then will I actually move the tokens. But if you're intending to talk, I'll just assume you're there. So, you have this lone perfected kind of meandering around the corridor, and you turn around the corridor. Like you enter junction H3, you take a left, and then you go up, and then take another left. And let me just pull out my notes, because there is actually specific mention of Luger. So, pardon. So, um, so you guys track down, um, you know, Perfect Alley, and what? I mean, do you leave it to Aloysia Luger to say anything, or
No,
does Horgus go stand at attention or something?
I'm gonna say, Miss Luger, I presume. Are you still in there?
So, Great Aunt Luger, Perfect Alley turns around, um, doesn't immediately say anything, but she does see that Allie Luger is there, and while, or not Allie Luger, she's Aloysia Luger, like the one that you recruited. She has like a curious like head tilt, like she doesn't seem immediately hostile. Like that's the first instinct that you get. Like just seems kind of like very uncharacteristically, at least from the perfected, very passive and not much of a quote unquote talker. But actually does see that something about like so. Aloysia has let's see, Aloysia Luger has a her signature item, because she has one, is a a holstered and monogrammed maintenance jack that actually once belonged, like was an heirloom from Allie. And you see that Allie is like hyper fixated on that maintenance jack, like as almost as if she recognizes it, and like has like the head tilt and like just it doesn't like approach you, but is just seemingly kind of fixated. And um, let me see. Um, yeah. So, I mean, she's a little entranced and like um, that. I feel like that's kind of your answer, Gunny.
Okay.
That I mean,
So
she definitely kind of identifies. Like that's the clue that you get.
I'll say yes. We brought your cousin, right? It would be cousin,
Aloysia is her her
her
her
niece,
great niece.
or
Or
great.
well, I don't know if
Yes.
that's the right term. Like basically, Allie, the perfected in front of you, is the great aunt of Aloysia. So her grandniece, I guess, is the best term.
Okay. I'll say yes. We've brought your grandniece. She has been looking for traces of you, and if you can, would you be can you talk to your niece?
And um, I would say in this case, um, you know, Allie actually um, still thinking of the um, like she looks, she's still like she basically, she looks at Gunny, because he was talking to her, and um, you know, then looks at the maintenance jack, and then looks at Aloysia, and like has a very meaningful stare at her. I mean, she has like very like kind of black starry sort of eyes, kind of reminiscent of engineers. Like that's the best comparison I can draw. And actually kind of stares at her solemnly and actually has sort of like a, like I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase it, like a solemn hand gesture. Like you can, like it's clear that you're like what I would tell is that she's experiencing some sort of guilt or grief upon seeing remnants of her past and like how she failed, and she doesn't say anything and actually just sort of not necessarily like maybe sadly actually starts to turn and walk away in disgrace. So
I need to be Fergus now. Damn it.
I mean the good news for you is that she's not attacking you.
Yeah, but Horgus is gonna poke the bear now because that's Horgus.
Oh no.
Stop! Stop! We've come a long way, and you're just gonna walk away from your your niece? Talk to her.
And what I'll point out, I need to check something in yield notes where let's see. So in terms of time in actually no, never mind. So what she says, like she finally speaks up. I mean, obviously not aloud, but psionically. And like basically in sort of like broken English, says sort of solemnly, like, Aloysia, I have failed. Forgive. And Aloysia, meanwhile, is obviously kind of choking up emotionally because, of the tragedy that she's seeing, and also that she is finally reunited with somebody that she thought was dead. She's tearing up, and she's saying like, I like great Aunt Allie, I forgive you, yada 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 kind of deal. Um, like Allie seems kind of like outwardly neutral, but you can clear and like you can like through like psionically and like the way she's speaking and like you remember how I said before like the perfected can project their emotions onto you. Like you are feeling
Yes.
her guilt, her grief.
Okay. Over what?
Over the fact that she she didn't necessarily say, she did say that, she failed and she wishes to be forgiven, but she didn't say for what.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So-
are you asking that in character, I guess is the better question.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I need to be forgiven. Okay. For what? What did you do?
So, she mentioned, if you ask that, she, um, she's still looking at Luger, basically saying, "Last crew failed," and mentioned obviously, I would say it would be pretty clear to your characters that she's referring to the Cronus, and then she also, saying to Allie that, she's mentioning that she, noting that or I keep getting the two confused because Aloysia was named after Allie.
Okay.
So that's why I'm getting kind of confused here. But she says to noting that Aloysia is grown ass woman by this point. She basically Allie's kind of obviously broken English, kind of solemn monologue about years gone, um, you know, kind of stuff basically in straight text she's mourning the fact that so much of her life and Allie herself are gone. Like she she failed the Cronus crew, or at least so she believes. Um, she's aware of what she's become. She's seen her basically she saw the last time she saw Aloysia was pretty much when Aloysia was a baby. So seeing her as
Okay.
a grown adult, obviously she's not saying this as straight as I am. You're getting little snippets of broken English. But what you're kind of piecing together is what I'm saying. So she's basically, yeah, in a nutshell saying she failed the Cronus crew, she lost her humanity, she missed so many years of living of her family and all that stuff. So if anybody says or does anything, you have another opportunity to do so. Otherwise, she will basically just continue to walk away.
I will say almost the same thing I said before. I said, you shouldn't be ashamed. You're a hero. You stopped the progression of what you've become to this station, and it's not spread across the universe.
Yeah, you've saved like millions, if not billions of lives by, you know, stopping them from being able to spread, man.
And that is why I brought your niece here to talk to you, because you are a hero, and she needs to see that. Even though what your face looks like, your actions tell
Plus
us
her
a
face and
different.
her entire fucking form,
Well, yeah, but what you've turned into.
So I will say, it's very clear that like human emotion and connections are kind of overwhelming her. Though I will note that she doesn't really, you know, in terms of she essentially has become too alien to really grasp the sheer magnitude of what exactly by this point what what she is. She doesn't really understand what it is that she's done and basically what I'm saying is no matter how you slice it, that doesn't click.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if there's nothing else, then she actually will depart peacefully. So she leaves the scene, just heading down the the corridor here. So, and obviously, then you have uh, you know, Aloysia, who is, weeping and like, blotting away her tears on a, like tissue, whatever. Um, Pretty emotional scene for her and potentially for everybody else. But then again, these are the Steel Talons we're talking about, so.
Yeah,
So.
I'm trying to hold my tongue.
What?
I said I'm trying to hold my tongue. Looking at her, tell her, get a grip, girl.
Yeah, that's gutting for you. Oh my god. Well, after
Never
that
could.
exchange, what do you do next?
Yeah.
Can't we walk across this path?
Yeah,
Is that
that way you can. Yeah, if you walk across that path, it'll lead you straight to your ship.
right? Can we just bring everybody to this airlock
To this
and
one,
load
yeah.
our crop there versus going into the hangar that we talked about?
Hold on, so, are you talking about wanting to load all the prisoners onto the dropship from that airlock?
Yeah.
The problem is you do not have enough suits for them.
We can't dock the dropship next onto us.
The dropships do not have like airlocks; they
Okay.
have ramps. So,
Okay.
like it's not like it has like an umbilical like your ship does. And speaking of which, your ship you cannot like from where you are, like the ship is basically lodged in the hole like perpendicular to the actual airlocks. So basically having them just walk straight aboard the Avalana is like if you want to get all these prisoners off the station, you will have to land in the dropship hangar.
That seems like a them problem.
Well, no, it's a you problem if you want to save them.
No, it is our problem because I want to save him. I don't want to kill him. Well, technically, if we, it all depends on what happens with the virus. If it works or not.
Right.
Because if it works, then we don't need to worry about them, right? As much. If
Mhm.
they want to leave, they could leave with us. If not, they can stay here. I don't know. They're not.
Well,
we're
the
not killing them.
prisoners, I mean, all the prisoners are on board with wanting to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
So, obviously, as I said before, it's a matter of which ones you want to release into society. Because on one hand, in terms of crimes, you've got people who are like, did like fraud and embezzlement and like relatively quote unquote innocent crimes, and then on the other hand, you got people who are like mass murderers, child molesters, etc. So.
Remember, remember back in. I know we talked about it, but
I know, I know. I'm just saying that like you can
certain
rescue
ones
them
we're
all,
gonna
but you're
free.
obviously going to.
Yeah, and some will be. We'll drop them off at the next prison spot.
Isn't there like a ledger of like
Yeah, I
know,
was actually
what they
going to get
did?
to that next. That like Evelyn, I'll say this as as another free because it didn't come up before, but I feel like with your basic access, it's something you would have. You would have like logs of like this prisoner was sent here for this crime kind of deal. Which, as another point, that prior to actually doing that, technically what Tommy told you about why he was sent here was kind of hearsay, but what is in the computer confirms what he told you. So he wasn't lying, that he was actually sent here basically for cyber crimes.
Hmm.
What kind of cyber crimes?
As a recap, so he was working for the Yakuza. Let's see, Tommy. Like, let me pull up his. So Tommy.
Oh, so he just like hacked a bank or something.
So let's just recap. So Tommy, a computer slicer formerly working for the Yakuza, Tommy has multiple convictions related to organized crime operations within the Three World Empire. Weyland-Yutani originally bought his prison sentence with the intent of using Tommy's skills against their competitors, but when he stole from the company instead, they threw him in a lockup here. So
You can
basically,
do
he
that
double-crossed
by
Weyland-Yutani
someone's
and they sent him to
sentence?
prison. What?
You can do that by somebody's sentence?
Yeah, that happens, and that can happen in Alien. I mean, in
Can
case
you
in
buy
point,
your
it
own
happened.
sentence?
No. Well, keep in mind, because in terms of Weyland-Yutani, like, remember earlier in the campaign, they were the ones who bailed the Joker out.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking lunatics. Okay.
Why so serious?
Martin or me?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
Okay.
Anywho, so
Yeah.
Do you guys, what's your next course of action? Because as a reminder, by this point, yeah, you're closing. Yeah, now I'll ask you this: if you want, to basically skip like to the point where the batteries are fully recharged, you can basically. I'll leave it up to you if you want to say that like the whole process, like going down here, talking to Luger, and then going to where you want to go next. That will basically round up to the whatchamacallit, to the 6 hour mark.
Right.
All right.
If you want to do that, or alternative, if there's stuff you want to do in that time, because like in that time you could also say like if you wanted to be like resting, for example, you could do that, or if you have any other business to handle aboard your ship or whatever the case may be. So, um,
How do we gotta get this virus off? How do we
so
load
the
the virus
virus,
into it?
as a reminder, um, so about 3 hours um, into this whole fiasco, that was when you met Webb. Webb told you that he would, after you got that sample, he will say he will have it ready within 6 hours. That was 3 hours ago. So it'll be another 3 hours, which would also be how much time it would take to cut your ship free.
Oh,
Right?
okay. Sorry.
Or
Okay.
well, more specifically, that's how much if you did like the reduce the time, like the reduce the time stun on heavy machinery, that would do it. Like basically, if you're fast about cutting the ship free, then that will sync up with the whatchamacallit, the virus being ready.
All right. That works. Right?
Okay. So, you guys. So my question is, what are you going to do next? Are you going to cut the ship free now, or are you going to go rescue Tommy, or to have any other sort of objectives?
So we're gonna cut the ship free, and then we're gonna go down. The rest of us are gonna go down to the prisoners, and with an hour left in the cutting process, we will we'll move all the prisoners to a hangar. So
Okay.
when our ship is free, we can get the prisoners off. And
Now, all of them?
yeah,
Even the really bad ones?
yeah, they're gonna go into a brig on our ship. The really bad ones, and then we're gonna fly to a next prison one, and drop them off. We'll find a prison and drop them off. Was my plan back in the day, like 2 months ago when we started this.
Okay.
That works for me.
I will note that you know, in terms of cutting the ship free, you were going to have to head up to deck D to do that because that's where Tommy said the EVA pods were.
Right. So the crew that we had guarding the power thing can then come up and meet us too, right? So we're all formed back up there
Hold
because
on.
a
So
bunch of us are gonna.
what crew
Well,
are
remember,
you taking up to deck 8 or deck D?
everybody that's on the station will come up because we left a bunch of people to guard the power relay.
Yep.
The NPCs are guarding the
Yeah, you
power
had.
relays. Once we,
So let me go through this. So you had Delgado, Zavadska, Sweetwater, and Sayad guarding the power when the batteries were charging.
Yep.
What are you doing with them now? Are they coming with you, or are you sending them somewhere else?
No, they're coming with us because how many are going to need to be cutting the ship?
The EVA pod has a single pilot.
Right, but how many? We have more than one of them.
More than one of what?
There was more than one pod, so we can't send more than one
Well,
person out.
It was never said there was more than one pod. It was just said there was more than one location to look for a pod.
No, we were there. There was multiple pods in the room when we were there.
I mean, they were marked on the map, but keep in mind that's just for the scenario to determine, like, okay, they could be here, they could be there, kind of thing. And in this case, like I said, what Tommy told you is where they are. So, regardless of what it says on the map, I am telling you that the pods would be on deck D or deck F.
Right, we were there. We were in the room with the pods.
Okay, okay, which room were you in? Just so I know.
I don't remember. Bring up the two maps. You could see them.
Okay, I'll bring up deck D first, because just to clarify, there's the pod on the map, so there's one that you can find.
I'm guessing we weren't here because the map is black.
Oh yeah, so I'll configure the scene to where it's I'll toggle off the token vision like the fog of war. So there will be a pod here. You see it?
Yep.
So if you want to go there, you can. So
Was there pods down at the bottom with the coil? Where we found the coil, were there pods down there? There was
No.
two down there.
There weren't any pods by the coil, because again, Tommy said that there was deck D and deck F.
What was F like?
F was the corrections
Have
module
we-
where that douchebag was. And also where the androids were throwing prisoners into a flaming cell.
Can you show me F?
Sure.
Oh, I thought these were the pods.
That's where they're marked on the map, but you, to my knowledge, were not there. All the doors are shut, so I'm assuming that you did not go there. I don't recall that ever. Like, I know you went here, because Stykes and his buddy were here, and there were all the fucking clankers here and here.
Yeah, I thought we went into Bay 01. I thought we didn't actually go through. We just said after we killed them, we just clear this area, and I just figured there's pods. Okay. Were there pods in there?
In all honesty, I don't remember, so I'm gonna flip a D2 to say yes or no. So,
Okay.
I will roll. All right, Horgus heads or tails. One is heads, two is tails.
1.
Yeah, you recall that there actually was.
Okay.
So there would be a pod in that bay.
All right. So the power team, is there a tech with that group? There's a tech with that group, right?
Let's see. So deck H, you have Zavadska, who has a total heavy machinery of 8. So she could potentially fly it and do the dirty work, but she would obviously be unavailable for a shift.
Okay. So we'll send them up, take one. We'll
Alright.
go up to the top one, take that one. And then
Well, keep
we'll
in
meet
mind, having
back.
multiple pods, I would say that would give you a boost to your roll, because technically 2 people cannot be doing the exact same thing. So having multiple pods would just give you but that would count as somebody helping you, but it would not be like, oh, I'm just going to make 3 hours into 1.5 hours because there are 2 people doing it. Like per raw, you cannot do that. So
That's fine.
So
We'll get an extra dice out of it.
yeah. So that begs the question of who do you want the extra mechanic to be? Because in terms of NPCs, you've got Sayad, who has a total of 4. Sweetwater has a total of 3. And Delgado has a total of 3.
What about
So,
a PC? Should we have a PC roll it? Be the roller?
that PC would be unavailable for the whole shift, or at least however much time it takes to cut. So, now if that were the case, I would give somebody else, like that person, an alternative character to play because you got all these NPCs.
Right.
What
This
kind
is
of
like
roll is it?
It would be a heavy machinery roll to, like basically what Gunny's plan is to try to use 2 EVA pods to give one, like whoever's cutting, a bonus to heavy machinery. So it's a heavy machinery roll to cut the ship free from the station.
Okay. And if you get a bunch of successes, you can reduce the time that it takes, right?
You could do that in this case once. Yes, you could cut 6 hours to 3.
You can only do that once. Are there like other things that you could do that in this situation?
Let me check the stunts. You could heavy machinery.
Let's say I get like 10 successes, just theoretically.
Well, theoretically, I mean, yeah, because I mean Evelyn got 9, so it is possible. So let's see. So the stunts gain a +1 modification to a later skill relating to this one. So basically using an EVA pod to like cut something loose. You've got this. You don't need to roll to overcome the same challenge in the future, which, I mean, again, that's like a straight up upgrade. You do it quickly in half the time it would normally take, which, again, you break it permanently, which you don't want to do. You act quietly and you show off. So the only 2 that would really be relevant would be, you don't need to roll to overcome the same challenge in the future, and you do it in half the time.
Yeah, well, we'll just have like an NPC do that then, probably, because it only really takes like 1 or 2 successes.
Yeah.
To get the best result.
And and in this case, and I will point out that, for example, if you're using Zavadska to do that, like even if she somehow fails the roll, she will still succeed in this case, but there's no reducing the time.
Gotcha.
All right, so you're going to send Zavadska to pilot the 1 EVA pod. Are you sending her up to Deck D or Deck F on her own, or like where's the party going?
So we're only going to send one pod out?
That's my understanding of it, because initially Arthur was going to volunteer, but then he backed out of it, so.
Well, it takes the same amount of time, right?
It takes the same amount of time, and basically the only benefit is that he's giving a +1 to Zavadska's roll. Now, I will point out the EVA pods. The EVA pods do actually give you a bonus to heavy machinery. They do give you a what the fuck? Oh,
It's
Emily.
Emily. It's her internet.
Okay. They do give a +3 to heavy machinery rolls. Like the pods themselves do give a boost.
I'm not really concerned if it's a roll that'll get done, even if it fails, and it only has one time reduction, I guess possible. Then
Now I will
it
note
kinda
I'm
doesn't
also
matter who
looking
does
over
it.
this thing. It does also require a pilot, which would probably default to Andrea. So, assuming you use her as your pilot, because she hasn't really been doing anything during this scenario, you could have
Okay.
Andrea and Zavadska as the 2-woman EVA pod crew.
All right, we'll do that then. And that was the power team, right?
They were 2 members of the team that was guarding the charging batteries.
Now the question is, do you guys think, do we want to go to F or the one that's up above?
Is this
Anybody
still
have-
about? Is this still about getting the pod ready?
Right, which pod do you want to go to? Do we want to go to the one that's...
Just pick one. Does it matter?
Well,
I
it
don't
does
know.
matter because I will point out, just as a little bit of a recap, Deck F was where that warden and his like army of fucking battle droids were, and you guys departed on very bad terms.
Oh, okay, then we'll go up. I forgot about that. I couldn't remember if we killed him or not.
You didn't kill him because like I warned you that you were surrounded by like a dozen androids and it would have been a bloodbath. So
Okay.
Androids,
Yep,
as in
upper.
Working Joes.
Working Joes armed with shotguns, yes. So
Okay.
yeah, so Deck D is probably the safer bet. So my question, so you're taking the whole
Everybody
entourage.
to D.
Okay, everybody's going to D. Having brought Luger along for the sake of speaking with Allie, are you going to send Luger back to the Avalanos, or is she coming along for the ride?
For now, she's coming along for the ride, and then she'll return with the prisoners.
Okay. So I'm going to activate Deck H real quick, so I just want to make sure that this right here is absolutely, in this room is every single person you're taking with you.
Yeah, it's everybody on the ship station, right?
Yeah, that's all of your people on the station. You don't have anybody else boards.
Then
That's
we're all meeting up there.
God, fuck, that's like 13 fucking people.
Yeah, but we're right now we're just reforming, and then we're probably splitting because we're gonna have to clear the hangar and get the prisoners to.
I will note that
the
you
hangar.
welded off the hangar. But I mean, you can unweld it, but that's
We were
another.
gonna come in from the deck above and down in the corner.
Hold on, yeah, that's true. I mean, all of those still, then you're basically trapped with whatever monsters are there.
That's why we're gonna clear the hangar.
Okay. So let me get this straight. So you all are heading up to Deck D right now.
Correct.
And from what you just said, are you planning to split the party after you get in the EVA pod?
Correct.
Okay, so so I'm moving Delgado and Zavadska off to the side so for clarity. So you're gonna have 2 teams. Who's going in which team? Like I guess basically figurative like line in the sand. Like I'll draw a poly line here, and then you know left team goes one place, right team goes another.
Well, you know what? Fuck that. Why split the party? We have 3 hours. We're gonna go clear the damn hangar with the whole damn party. Why not take everybody? And then we'll go get the prisoners and bring them back to the hangar. Well, we have 3 hours. We're not in a rush at this point.
Well, you technically have 6. That's because, well, 6 assuming that you don't get a stunt to have the time. So, okay.
Okay.
So let's see. So what I'll do is,
Either
I
way, we have
will-
3 hours till the point that the virus is ready.
that's true. So I'm gonna move all these tokens to, oh shit, hold on. Let me just grab all these guys. Deck D. Okay, activating the scene.
Wait, I still.
Still
How
what?
do we? Hold on a minute. How do we use the virus?
It was mentioned before that you can basically put it into pretty much any form you want, like whether it's like pump action sprays or like injections or liquid form that you can splash on shit. I mean, like whatever you can think of that you want to do with it, you can use.
So we could go to the central air system, plug it into that, and it just puts it through the whole base, the whole station.
Well, keep in mind that you only need to administer it in one place for it to be affected, be affected the whole thing. Having a higher dose is not going to help you. Like having it like all over the place is not going to speed it up. It's basically like once it's administered, because you don't it the virus is not generated in like giant like silos worth of you know usable stuff. It's just like it generates it in like a canister, like a synthesizing canister kind of thing, and then you can do whatever you want with that sample. Like it can make more if you need more, but that would take time. Like it's not like all of a sudden you have like a gigantic silo full of virus samples, you know what I mean? But what I'm
So-
saying is that you don't need that much. You just need to administer to the hive however you want, and then it'll start dying.
Okay.
Okay. So with that
Do
address,
I- Hold on, Cody.
sure.
Do I think I can manipulate the ant if we give her the virus that she could go in and put it in the nest as a way to
You mean
make
the
up
very
for what
virus
she
that is going to kill her?
I don't think correct. I don't think she wants to live like this.
Oh, Marty, that just fucking knocked my ass out. Give yourself an extra point of XP.
Yeah, it's gonna kill her, but
Ah,
I don't think she wants to live like this.
well,
Otherwise, she wouldn't be out on her own like this.
oh my God, that's just okay. Well, I will point first of all, mechanically, you can't use manipulation on aliens. Of which she has become one by this point. The other thing is the virus, like in terms of like, oh, have her go administer it to the nest. Like, there's not one specific spot to administer it. Like, it's basically, first of all, the whole fucking station is turning into the nest.
Right. That's
Which
why
actually,
I wanted to do it as an airborne attack, and it just does the whole damn station.
but my point,
I still don't understand. Who do we need to put it in that's going to put it into the whole nest? Yeah, we infected one person, but how's that one person going
no,
to
I'm not talking about infecting one person. I'm talking you can literally like administer it to the hive itself, like inject one of those quote unquote veins, because like I said, it has veins like a living being. Inject one of the veins, it duplicates itself, it spreads, kills the hive.
So just get like a pressure washer. Would that do it?
I mean, pretty
so we
much.
gotta go to that. So we gotta go to that level that has the level we just left, right? It has like the walls are all covered in the vein.
Well,
The
you're
reactor
not.
is,
My
right?
point
Isn't it the
is
reactor?
that the whole fucking station is to which, like I was saying, brings me neatly to my next point. As I was saying that as you are going through the station, because this is basically mentioned in like Act 3. So in terms of like basically, yeah, the station. Yeah, I mentioned in it was Act 2 that is gradually like metamorphing, like metamorphosis kind of thing. And as basically, yeah, this so descriptive text. So the station groans and sways. The floors buckle and shift. The reactor reverberates in your chest, echoing your own heartbeat. Flesh-covered metal bends and stretches like a wizened grizzly bear waking from a long winter slumber. Dangling pods throughout the station, pop and splash their living contents on the floor, birthing more multi-armed monsters. The pipes in the walls pulse like arteries. There's your hint. The station sighs a hot, I don't know, fetid, whatever, breath that blasts through the corridors. The proto-hive has transformed the station. Erebos is alive. The biomechanical behemoth yawns. Which I would say that is one point of stress for everybody.
Yeah, fuck those prisoners. No, we should leave. Am I
Dude, I wanted
am
to
I
leave
gonna
for a
am I gonna
regular
go into the
day.
depths? Am I gonna go into the living depths of a unknowable eldritch space monster to save a child molester? No, no. Sorry.
You're already there. What are you talking about? The walls are already groaning.
Yeah, and we're leaving. I'm not stepping 1 foot further into this place.
Someone comes from the realization from 1 second to the next.
Well, I can hear it now, like Robot Chicken, like
Your
Swing
eyes
Scoop, we
beating
should
all
make
time.
hockey sticks and get the fuck out of here. That's you right
Liz,
now.
I feel the same way since day one we entered this thing.
Yeah.
But it's a railroad module that we have to. So if we blow up the station and kill the things, then we're in trouble because we blew up a station.
Yeah, and Wayland Yutani is gonna come after us even harder than they already have been.
But not
Oh,
all the
wait,
prisoners
they're
are
going
bad,
to sue us.
and that's the problem.
Do you
A
want me to
lot of
mention
them
something
are-
that you guys might have forgotten about? That might be in your advantage?
Oh yeah, the one rich guy.
What rich guy?
That's Tommy.
No, I wasn't talking about Tommy.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that's
Then-
what you're talking about.
Okay.
I mean, I'll give it to you because it's been a while, and it's something I will point out. Do you remember at the end of the arc when you guys were dealing with Dr. Hemlock that Becker, because you brought the doctor back alive, one of the bonuses that he gave you was basically essentially a get out of jail free card. Like, he will back you up once if it's something that, is like reasonable, but it's like a once thing and you have not used that bonus.
Right.
So basically, if you blow up the station, and I'd say that probably Rena would be the one who points this out if you guys are like, oh, what do we do? What do we do?
Oh no, I knew that. I had that in the back of my brain.
Oh.
If we go that route, that'll be where we go.
Yeah.
But if the virus works,
the virus works and de-infests the station, then you're all well and good.
Okay, so ultimately, what we can do is just go up to level B, sit back, and wait for 3 hours. What is the problem with this?
What is the problem? Well, I'm glad you asked.
It's
because
growing over time.
Well, that, but also, you actually, so as you guys are going up to Deck D, you actually hear Mike hailing, Mike hails Gunny over the calls, hey there, Commander, we got a big old problem over here. You copy that?
Oh, great.
I copied no problem, but still waiting for the problem. You wanted to say it?
Well, he was he was just waiting to hear if he could get a hold of you before he goes on a Reynolds monologue.
And I that's how I respond to Mike because it's Mike.
Yeah, so man, I'll tell you what, I'm going on some monologue you can't understand now. But in all reality, he he mentions like in his
What in the actual fuck?
hillbilliness,
boom hammer.
He pretty much basically what he relays is a notice from Mac, like basically Horgus, like basically like his ship captain, right? And he mentions that somehow, some way, the Avalanos FTL drive is spooling up, and he says that all efforts to stop it have failed.
Well, I wanted to leave anyway.
So there's a TikTok
What the
going
fuck's
on.
that mean? We have to go back to our ship now?
Well, the problem is that like
Oh
Okay.
no.
you're saying, Marty?
No, it's all we're confronted with is problems, this, problems, that, for everything that we come up with. There's a point where we just don't know what to do anymore.
Well, again, like
Okay.
there's a lot of a lot of things going on in the scenario, but what I'll outline. So basically, like there's essentially a doom clock going on right now, but it can be averted. Like you did just learn about the problem, and you may actually learn of a way to stop it. But what I'll tell you is that, in terms of objectives, obviously you're going to get the EVA pod, which is what you're doing right now. And what I was going to say also is that, in terms of what the actual doom clock is, the relay from from Mac ultimately through Mike to Horgust is that you got 6 hours before the ship and the station jump to FTL.
Okay, but we only needed to wait 3 more hours. The ship and the station. Okay, so what we need to find, what we need to find right now, is cut the power. Oh wait, that. Okay.
No, that's the aliens' job. But in all seriousness, so, but yeah, so in terms of your objectives, because I mean this is kind of a multiplex, like open-ended scenario. Is I will point out, so the EVA pod, you guys are on the right track. I mean, in terms of your objectives, like what you're doing right now is a good course of action that you still need to take.
So, in short, guys, the module's designed to not let you sit and do nothing for 6 hours. I realized that the first day. I was like, okay, I can't just do what I want to do. I have to run the module. That's why I said okay, we're going to
it's
sit and do
very
nothing. Okay,
railroad.
now your FTL is fucked. So just run the module and do shit. That's pretty much what the module is.
Question.
What's up?
This thing is growing all throughout the station.
Yes.
We're attached to the station.
Yeah. Is it going to take over our ship?
Started.
And we do need our ship to go places that aren't here. Is it going to come with us?
Well, like I said,
Here
if
have a cookie ship.
wait, what?
Come here, have a cookie, you little ship, because after all, you're a biomass now.
Well, your
Okay.
ship
Oh, man.
may not be. I will note that, like I said, the virus, once administered, will wipe out the infestation. Not necessarily like make it just disintegrate altogether, but it will basically revert things, and also will kill all the aliens and stuff. So big if your ship is infested, or however you want to phrase it, they can be reversed. It's
Okay.
not like your ship is gone for good. Like, you are working on the means to reverse all this. It's just
All right,
basically
let's,
like a new
Okay.
crisis was thrown your way of like the station is trying to use your FTL to leave the system. and basically do what Allie prevented it from doing originally.
Okay, so
Let's go give Cthulhu AIDS.
so 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 how can we turn off the damn thing?
Yeah.
FTL. How long does it take to power it up?
6 hours. We have 6
6
hours
hours.
before the ship goes.
Okay. So in 6 hours, the virus will be ready. The ship will go to FTL. So from the sound of it, all we need to do is delay the FTL by maybe 1 minute,
And
the
I will,
virus will be ready.
and I'll say this much: that Rena will point out, in all of her, IQ 212ness, is she mentions the fact that, in theory, if we manage to disconnect the Avalanos from the station, then the station should not be able to use our FTL. So what we're
Okay.
doing right now is probably the best course of action.
And the Avalanos is not our ship.
The Avalanos is your ship.
Okay, great.
So
now we got to go back to our ship.
no, you completely misinterpreted what Rena said. What Rena's pointing out is that Erebos Station, which you were on, which is what turned into the Eldritch Abomination that turned Arthur into Shaggy. Erebos is trying to use the Avalanos, your ship's FTL drive, to escape the system. Rena is proposing, if we just do what we were originally going to do, cut the ship free, Erebos can't use the FTL drive.
Okay. Okay, so then the question becomes, what does it take to cut our ship free?
The EVA pods, which is what you're on your way to get.
Okay. Then can we do that, please?
I mean, that's what you were already on your way to do. So,
Yes.
I mean, I was just pointing out this, major, curveball. So, anyway, so you guys, after this bit of bad news from Runamover Reynolds, you make your way up the chute, through into this door, and let's see. So, what is your marching order in the room? I'm not going to move all the tokens in the room because this room, for all intents and purposes, like everything from this corridor to this corridor. Oh, hold on, let me just mark it with a pencil. So everything between these white lines, this is all one zone. So it is assumed you are all in the same zone. And I just want to know who is taking point.
Our normal to recon.
So Martin and who? Summer?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Martin, well, where? Oh. Summer's token's like barely off the grid. Then there's Luger. Okay. So Summer and Martin, you guys enter the room. And I want whichever of you has the highest observation to do me an observation roll, please.
Okay.
And you will get a well, actually, I don't. No, there are no assists. It's just whoever has the highest in the group. So flat roll. Do you want to push? Oh my. Okay, very nice. So as you're looking around, you see something that caused an internal oh shit moment where you notice that there are actually deacons sleeping in the room, at least two that you see, but they have not noticed you. Or actually, you should also do a mobility to see if they notice you. So, do you have a higher mobility, or is that Summer that has a higher?
I've got 9 mobility. I've
Summer
got 9 in total.
Okay, 9 in total. Summer has 10 in total, so I'll have Summer roll it.
It would be the lowest, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be the lowest. So actually, it would be Martin again. So. Ruh-roh. Okay. So, the good news is that you noticed the deacons. The bad news, they noticed you. So, it is now initiative time.
Fun.
Could he not push that, or?
He panicked. You can't push
Oh.
after you panic.
What? It says here keeping it together.
No, you can't push after you panic. Like you got to stress. So like you don't panic, but you can't push. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to roll the deacons first, so I can duplicate combatant and roll and know what I'm doing. Because that was a problem last time. I was like, okay, which one is which? Toggle combat save for this bloke. Duplicate combatant. Doot. So just give me a sec, please. Hold on, I speed that. Okay. I like how they give you the option to, roll it before you, or like add the, like duplicate the combatant before you, like you roll its thing. So it makes it easier to tell which one's which. Okay. So now that all the baddies have been rolled, I will roll all the PCs and NPCs, and I know that at least 2 people have fast reflexes, so I will re-roll. So if I hit, I'll just hit draw and see what happens. Okay. So, all right. What is the march? Oh yeah, I got to roll for. Well, Evelyn, do you want to stay at 2 and then just like potentially switch with Chef, or do you want to just re-roll?
I'll just stay at 2, and then
Okay.
we can just swap around. like
Okay, and then
usual.
I will do re-roll initiative. Oh, Martin, you could take 1.
What?
You could take a
I'm sorry?
1 instead of a 9 on your initiative. That puts you at the top.
Okay.
So I'll give you that. Okay. Now that the fast reflexes folks have been handled, who would like to swap spots?
I still have no idea where we are. Here?
Yes, you're in this room, the VIP bay. You're in this room. I just didn't move all the tokens there because it would be literally like completely covered in. Like this whole room is short range. So it is assumed that
Okay.
everybody's just in short range.
Okay.
So I just want to
Right.
know, like, we're focused on the initiative order first. Gunny, do you want, like, anybody, do you want to swap places? Like, whether that's swap, because you can't swap with NPCs, including PCs who are currently NPCs, i.e. Tobias.
I would like to switch to bias so then I can give Martin some extra dice.
All right. So swap initiative with, where's Two-Face? There he is. Okay, so you swapped with him. Does anybody else want to switch, i.e. Arthur? Do you want to swap
Yeah.
with Summer?
Yep.
Because that would put you, pretty high up. So, okay, I'll swap you with Summer. Swap initiative with Summer. There we go. Okay, is that the order that we want? Because we got Gunny, then Martin, 1 Deacon goes, and then we got Arthur and Evelyn.
Wait, Noor is a heavy person, isn't she?
She's not a heavy weapons person, but she has good range combat.
Switch her with Johnny.
Okay. So, oh, and I gotta top off her health because for some reason she was damaged. I think she was probably still damaged from the encounter in Dr. Hemlock's facility. So.
I think she's still prone too.
Oh yeah, you're a good catch. So where is Sayad? I will swap her with Johnny. Swap with Johnny. Okay, is that the order we want?
Yep.
Okay, begin combat. So we got Gunny first.
Alrighty, I will command Martin to kill one, kill this one, okay, kill this one.
Which one? Okay.
Because that one goes on 2.
Who goes first? You go first. I go first.
And then Arthur.
Well, make
Now,
your first
Cody,
command.
could I? Oh yeah, sorry. Let me roll that. I didn't do a good enough job, damn it.
There you
Now I
go.
did a better job. All right, and then I will. Can I command Arthur if this one isn't dead to kill that one, otherwise attack the other one?
You have to specify one action. That is technically 2.
Depends on who's up.
Well, that's a choice you're going to have to make, whether you want to focus fire on the second guy or on the other one that hasn't been targeted yet.
We'll go with the other one.
Okay, so, alright, so, and then make your second command. Alright, roll your stress. Very nice. Okay, so, Martin will get a +5 if you do as Gunny says, whereas Arthur will get a +2. So, that was your turn. Very nice.
Yep.
Martin, this is going to be a ballroom blitz, I'm sure.
Give him hell, buddy.
Yes. Okay, so I'm attacking that one. Let's see. Inventory, right click on smart gun. Okay, so I'm gonna go auto. So I'm pretty sure that I'm already like right away up at +6.
Yeah, if you're aiming, which is your fast section, you're full autoing, which is free, and then weapon specialist, that's 6, and then you get a 5 from Gunny, so that's +11.
Okay. Well, let's hope that I get one success, guys. Just one.
All right.
Well, you got 4.
Right.
23 dice. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ooh, holy shit.
No, I got a few more successes this time.
Mhm.
Now, I
Very
will
nice.
point this out. You can actually, because you're full autoing, you can hit multiple targets.
Why do you think I rolled twice?
Okay.
So yes, I am. Does that mean that I can attack both?
Yeah, my point exactly. You can hit your initial target, and then you can hit the other guy. So theoretically, if you're hitting the first target, that's 3 damage, and then let's see, you had a total of 9 successes, so that's 7 damage on the first, and then 6 on the second. Do you want to do that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so that the first deacon soaks 1 point of damage from its armor, but I mean, you take out its entire health in 1 attack, so roll its crit. And it'll do that in a sec, but we're going to address the other one first. Let's see. So the other guy get. Oh, hold on. These tokens aren't linked, are they? Okay, no, they're not good. So armor. Okay, and then the other one gets shredded. Roll its crit. Okay, so it regains 1 point of health, and then at the start of each round, so the next round it'll try to escape. How do I reduce its speed, I wonder? Oh, hold on. I think if I figure out which one is which. Okay, so it's that one. So I'll remove its last initiative. Okay, there we go. So removes its last initiative. And then as for the guy that has desperate action, it is going to attack the closest opponent, which it was specified that Martin and Summer were on point, so I'm going to roll a d2. One is Summer, two is Martin, see who it goes after. It's going to go after Summer. Because Summer has not acted yet, I will give her a chance to block. So, Summer, where art thou? And yeah, in her case, you know, because she likes using her shovel, she will block with her shovel. A weapon specialist, I would say, gives a +2. So let's see. Close combat, 2. Okay, so she blocks one of the damage, and then I'm gonna have her roll her armor, see if she blocks more than that. She has the wrong armor equipped, so I will fix that. Okay, she did not get any successes on armor, but she got one on her attack, so now I just need to see what the Deacon does.
Other than die.
Yeah, it dies. It lets out basically a defiant, like, cry, which everybody needs to make a panic roll, and then it fucking dies. So it's
Okay.
4.
Panic roll.
Yep, so...
Again?
Well, yeah, because it did its attack. Okay, so 3 people could... Alright,
Okay.
Arthur, I just need you.
Oh,
Panic roll. Alright, you're all fine, good. So the first Deacon dies. That was Martin, very nice. You pretty much took out 2 in one go. I mean, the one is barely up, mind you, but... Alright, so the guy who would have gone next is dead. Now it's Kung Fu Arthur's turn.
so these things, they don't have the acid blood, right?
No, they don't.
So could I bite it? Give him some of his own fucking medicine.
Mike Tyson
For
him.
what?
Jesus Christ.
1 point of damage?
Assuming you got through its armor.
It would probably be a strength roll.
No, it's close combat to fucking bite it, and I would do like armor. I might even do like armor tripled for something like that. Like just your teeth versus just punching it. I mean, if you really want to do that, you can, but it would probably be more practical to just pound it with a shovel.
I mean, he's already like almost dead, right? Like fucked up.
Uh-huh.
And we
You
got
do-
numbers.
You do know that these things are hard to kill normally because they get crits that they stay up and hit you one more time, and yeah, sometimes we have to do like 3 or 4 crits to actually drop the damn thing.
So what I'm hearing is I shouldn't try to bite it.
No,
Yeah, don't Mike Tyson the Deacon, please. You're very
boy.
badass, but
This is what I'm thinking. Like, this is from the sound of it. This is what Arthur wants to do.
mhm.
It's just the roles are reversed. Instead of an alien mauling a human, it's a human mauling an alien.
Yeah, I'm ripping into it with my claws and, well, lack of tail, but
Okay. Anyway, make up your mind, please. Do you want to hit it with a shovel? Do you want to burn
yeah,
it?
I'll
What do you
just
wanna-
I'll charge it with the fucking shovel, and who knows, maybe I'll get a good angle on its
Alright, well,
neck.
Okay. So you're using a fast action to move into engage range, slow action to hit it. So roll your shovel.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hold on,
Really?
wait. You should have got wait, hold on. Re-roll that because you should have gotten a +2.
Oh, I should have gotten a +2.
Yeah, because of Gunny's command.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, well
Yep.
that's better.
And you're
All right.
Are you hitting this guy?
The guy that's left, yeah.
All right, so oh my god, oh my god.
All right, he's gone. He's not
Yep.
coming back.
So because you did over its wound threshold like twice, I'm going to roll 2 crits. That one, like, it starts to do some Undertaker shit, but then, oh my god.
It starts
That is
moving again,
perfect.
and he just starts.
And then you do one of
Really
those like pile driver, like jump
smacking
up
it.
and yes. Or hold on, no, I've got a perfect another gift for Arthur
Does some
here.
WWE shit.
Exactly.
Bounces off the fucking the rubber band ass railing and fucking.
All of a sudden, the scene like instead of morphing into like an Eldritch Abomination, it morphs into like a WWE like stadium, and then Arthur just like does his thing. I'm trying to find this fucking where is it?
I pick up a nearby folding chair and start beating it.
No, this is Arthur right now. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
Is he beating down the rock?
Yep. You got paid with 2 snorts. This is
I
fantastic.
thought it was 3.
Oh, okay.
We're reaching record numbers.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Arthur, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's you right now, right?
Oh yeah. No, dude, this
Oh,
thing is
goodness.
cooked.
Yeah, is that its skull? Well, it is now.
It was.
Yeah. So, okay, well,
Can't tell.
you just fucking decimated the thing.
Annihilated.
Wow. So,
Can I cut its head off and keep it as a trophy?
With a -2 observation roll, apparently. That's what it
yeah.
says.
Yeah, I guess it might not be in a condition to do that, huh?
Oh my god. Anyway,
Has anybody seen a history of violence?
no.
So no. Okay.
It sounds
moving on.
familiar.
It's a movie with Viggo Mortensen. And moving on. Let's not dwell.
Yeah. So, yeah, so far, no, oh, I got marked this guy as thoroughly just destroyed. So far nothing else has jumped at you yet, but Evelyn, it's your turn.
Oh, is there still one in here or
And one and where?
in this? Oh, is that one still technically alive?
Well,
Sorry.
the guy who was going to rise up was promptly flattened by, Arthur Skywalker's like dark side rage, or more accurately, drunk side. So,
Wrong side of the force.
so
Sorry. I got very distracted by that. Just the 5 minutes of laughing and giggling from that brutal ass just murder. There's no other word for that, but that was just straight up like unadulterated murder, bro.
henceforth you shall be known as Annihilatum Arthur.
Belligerent drunk.
Can I point out that I did quite a bit of damage as well?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't quite as funny as Arthur's, like, just the way he hammed up his attack, but it was still a better kill overall. No, actually, no. The humor of it, though, the last one is like it got 2 crits. The first one was rise up, and Arthur's like, "Oh no, you don't," and just crushed it. So anyway, I mean, you both did a badass job. Anyway, Evelyn, so what do you want to do?
I guess I'm just gonna try and just double tap this one that I just didn't, the one that didn't just get murdered with a shovel, just to make sure it's dead.
Yeah, the guy who this one right here. Well, this one's like legit dead because it got the wounded crit. Or no, it got the crit. If it fails to inflict any damage, the creature dies, and it didn't do an attack with any damage. So technically, it didn't inflict damage and therefore died.
Okay.
So far, the area seems secure, but there might be more hidden dangers about.
Yep. I guess in that case, rather than like fire, could I make like a observation roll to like examine the area or something? Is that something I could do?
To do what?
Basically, like look around the area instead of. Is that
Yeah.
just?
Yeah, if you like, if you want to use a hold on, what is? Let me just check the actions list because I'm not sure what it would be in this case. An RPG rulebook, player guide, actions and initiative. Let's see. Slow action usually consists of rolling a skill. I would say if you want to move into the room and do an observation, like that would be like, are you trying to inspect any specific part of the room, like the EVA pod, the corners, etc.?
I'd probably just be like checking the corners in case there's just one.
Yeah, check those corners.
Like,
So left or right? Like
uh,
basically here or here.
I'll check the one over here then.
Okie doke. Yeah, give me an observation roll.
This would just be flat.
Do you want to push?
Yeah, I'm gonna push that.
Very good call, because you can see that the chaos of the room has awoken a deacon that you guys somehow missed. So,
Oh,
that
and I'm
would
right
be.
next to him, huh?
Well, you're not technically in engaged range with this one. This one was basically like, on top of something like I'm guessing like these pillars. Well, especially where they've kind of mutated, that it was like lurking in kind of like a necessarily a balcony, but like a ledge of sorts blending in, kind of like how the like xenomorphs, like proper xenomorphs, are kind of chilling in the walls when they're not on the hunt.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what this thing was doing.
You think we woke him up?
Yeah. I mean, the screeches of pain as you were pulverizing one with a shovel had nothing to do with it. So.
Yeah, definitely not.
To be fair, the gunshots probably would have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I cite that, I'm just gonna do like a quick on the left, one in the corner, and get ready. And
Yep.
I think I still have my fast action, so I'm just gonna hold that to block.
Okay. So.
In case it wants to lop around the room and
Sure.
tackle me.
And then next is going to be, that deacon isn't the only thing that was disturbed.
Oh, great! Of course.
Out of the fucking EVA pod slithers this big motherfucker, who is going to, basically use 2 move actions, one to get out of the pod, and one to move over to Kung Fu Arthur. So it's now engaged with Arthur, and I'll move Arthur in the room just so I know. Yeah, and I can almost imagine Arthur's like, "Who wants round 2 with the master?" kind of shit, Because you killed one.
I didn't lose my opportunity to bite one. There's another one right here.
chop. It tastes like chicken.
Puddles?
Oh, I don't know I don't know if it would matter, but I would say Evelyn would probably be like here because just have like the
Right.
view of the
Yeah,
buildings.
no, that's correct. You didn't specify where you were, so I'll give that to you. So you would
Yep,
be like right there.
I just wanted to specify in case
Say
comes
say
to the point of like
Marston's like there. So Zavadska, uh, sees the massive trilobite like squiggling over to Arthur and perks up with the light. It's like, oh good, something for me to light on fire. So she's going to rev up her heavy incinerator. She's going to save an action to block and is going to fire. Okay, she hits it. And so now fire intensity /R 12 dB. Oh my, 3 successes. So let's roll Cuddle's armor. So his base armor, doesn't get any successes, so it takes all 3 damage. So down to 6, and that so blocks 1 of that, so he takes another 2 points of damage, and yeah, very badly burned. Like one attack, Zavadska cleaved away over half his health. So then now this thing is on fire. Which, speaking of which, I got to mark it on fire. I didn't do that last time, or at least I don't remember doing it last time. Okay, he's burning. So yeah, I got to mark Zavadska's gone. Now it's Cuddle's turn, and he's going to Kung Fu Arthur. Did you save an action to block?
Did I?
Let me think. I mean, you obviously used an. No, I don't think you did because you moved into engaged range and then hit. So no, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will roll its attack, but you still do get your armor. Oh my. Okay.
Can these things panic?
No, aliens don't panic. Okay, so I
Oh,
need you
jeez.
to roll your armor.
Oh, the tentacles again! Why are these things always getting freaky with me, dude? Oh,
Plot
jeez.
twist. This is an alien role-playing game. This is an alien's like hentai, and you're starring in it.
It kind of feels like it.
of.
Man, what kind of game did I join?
Oh my god. Anyway, so roll your armor.
Oh boy.
I don't even want to think about what the aliens are doing watching this shit.
So let's see. So it got 4. So that 2 damage gets through. So you take 2 points of damage and crit number 33, which so you marked in the damage. So to add the crit, you right click on your on general tab with critical injuries. Right click on roll crit and then type 33 and then hit OK.
Roll crit.
Yeah, right
and
click.
then 33.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
It doesn't even say what it was.
Well, it doesn't say what it was when you type it in, but it shows in the
broken
chat.
ribs. Okay. Oh, broken ribs? Oh, that's nothing.
I just have like I just like the idea that Arthur he just walks around like half like toasted all the time, but then there's just moments of clarity where he's like, "Oh, get with this fucking bullshit, man." That's exactly what's happening. What's happened recently.
I need some
Great.
Scooby snacks after this.
You're a drunk, not a stoner.
Sorry,
Okay.
Jello shots.
So anyway, yeah, so that was Cuddles. Next is Two-Face, who is going to like fan fire his like do like cowboy, like firing his magnum mill. That's probably a double action pistol, if I'm being honest. So he fires, so he's gonna aim. Actually, no, what he's doing doesn't make sense, so we'll just save an action to block and fire. 1 success, so 3 damage goes to this guy. Armor, piercing. Wow, it blocks 2 of that, but it does take 1. So, like Tobias, like, you know, twirls his gun around for shows like, how do you like me now, bitch? And next that Deacon is dead. Sayad is going to fire at the Deacon. So she is going to aim and fire. Let's see. Aim and fire. Oh my good god.
That's either really good or really bad.
That are really good. Look at that.
Holy shit.
That's 7 successes. So 7 successes on the Deacon. And I will roll its armor. Not like it's going to help it. Well, helped it slightly, but that's still so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage, so it takes a crit. It's dead.
Torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Oh, fucking gone.
So, yeah, she blasts it with a shotgun. The room glows blue, and the thing goes like flying off, and you know, hits the wall, and dies, and like little energy cracks off it. And then she looks over to Gunny and does like a salute with 2 fingers, and you know, takes aim again.
I get a little help with Uncle Touchy over here.
Mr. Touchy.
Uncle Touchy.
Yeah, it's Uncle.
I don't think
Touchy.
he's going to survive the rest of the team's attacks. Even if
I hope not.
Even the second tier teams, I don't think it's going to survive.
Okay. Johnny sees the alien attack. He's like, Arthur, stay down, man, and is going to
I don't
you
got
know.
much of a choice.
I don't have much of a choice.
Well, Johnny, he's gonna, you know, full out do that, and he's going to miss. So, like he's saying, it's like, I can't lose. No way can I lose. So he pushes, and still misses.
He misses even harder.
Oh God. So, that was Johnny's turn. Well, actually, yeah, that'll say it's Johnny's turn. Luger is going to fire her pistol at Cuddles, at Uncle Touchy, at Arthur's hip uncle.
Oh man.
So she's going to
Jesus.
aim and fire.
This got really gross really quickly.
All right, 2 successes. So
It got very weird
Fucking
very fast.
That was my smart.
all right, so it takes 2. Next is going to be Summer, who she saved her fast section to block, so she's going to use another fast section to get into engage range with Cuddles and beat him up. Delgado is going to take aim and fire. So she's going to do that and do that and do that. And she misses.
Oh man.
So, and next is Sweetwater, who is going to he's gonna try to show off, like he gets into engaged range with his fucking sniper rifle. And it's like, you're dead, motherfucker, and it's going to fire at it.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Oh my, oh man.
Yeah. Suppressed sniper rifle shot. He shoots it, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, and let's. This thing's probably not going to last. I'm just gonna just roll that. And yeah, no, he's down to 0 HP, so let's see what that crit is.
He
It's-
jammed.
He's dead. Like he basically, yeah, what is it? Because I have just the gift for this. He does this, but with a sniper rifle. So,
Yeah, he just walks up, puts his big ass gun on the top of the dude's Cuddle's head, and just pulls the trigger.
yeah.
He
And then,
does.
and then sweep and then like he does like what hunters do and like kneels down in front of his kill with his rifle and he's like, yeah, it's like just another nod to the belt. Like he does like a pose with it.
I'd like to think that this thing is slumped over on me and I've just been forgotten about.
No, and then it turns into Halo 3 and he's like, get this thing off of me. So very nice. Okay, so that is the end of combat in one round. So all right, so Bay is clear. I'll mark this dude is dead. And yeah, what do you? I mean, I'm assuming get in the EVA pod and then go about your merry way.
How big is this bay?
So
enough
each
to hope to be defense.
square 5 by 5 meters, which in retrospect maybe the zones should have been a little like divided into two, but I just want to simplify it. 40 meters.
Big enough.
Yeah, it was a large enough zone. It worked well. So, but yeah, 5 by 5 meters. So that's like about 40-ish meters. I mean, it's a big station, so. Yeah, are you suiting up in the EVA pod like have Delgado and Zavatska?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll. Oh,
Yeah, my question was, is since this is such a big bay, does any of our drops come? Can they come in here?
5 by 5 meters. Let's see. So this docking port, I'm going to measure this. This is approximately 10 meters. Actually, give or take a little less because of the scale of it. And let me check the dimensions of a like a Colonial Marine dropship. Width is 12.59 meters according to like technical specifications, so no, it couldn't.
We can't open both doors at the same time and have it fly in.
The issue is not just the length of the bay doors, but also the width of the width of the space to fly in and the size of the dropship. Like
Okay.
it's too wide for the
width.
dropship to enter. And it's
Okay.
also too long for both doors, like for one door to be shut and the other door to be open.
Okay.
So long story short now.
Okay.
Okay, so you've killed all the critters here. And as I was saying, I'm going to preemptively roll for Zavatska to see if she cuts the thing free in due time. So, let's see, base modifier 3. Oh, look at that, she got 2 successes.
Cool.
So, I'm assuming everybody wants her to do it in half the time.
Yep.
Okay, so she is, she's going to be doing that, but in the interim, is there anything you want to do in that 3? Because as a reminder, so just so we're clear on like chronology and like how everything's syncing up. So, a couple of minutes ago, Mac, warned you that the ship, like the station, was trying to use your FTL drive to escape. He said that would be ready in 6 hours. As of now, to cut the Avalon is free, that would be 3 hours, and the virus will be done like being synthesized in 3 hours. So you've got basically 3 hours to do whatever you want. So what would you like to do?
Unbreak my rib.
Yeah, let's just chill here and get my stun back, my stress back, and heal anybody hurt.
So my two questions are, number one is, do you deem this a safe place to recover the specific bay, or are you going to find somewhere else to relax?
There's nobody else
Seems
here.
safe
There's nobody
now.
here, right?
I mean, for the moment, but I mean, keep in mind that if someone or something shows up, that disrupts your rest.
Okay. I'm just gonna stay here. I'm not gonna complicate the stupid shit. If you bring something in, and we'll kill it, and we'll do it again. We have 3 hours. They can keep throwing us shit every every fucking 10 minutes for a long time.
All of a sudden, you
We're here.
hear the ship, like the station trembling as a massive like army of Deacons starts charging over the hill. I'm just kidding. So if you're going to be staying in the VIP bay, I mean that's acceptable. In terms of medical aid, Johnny will treat Arthur's broken ribs to. Well, hold on. I don't think. Like, let me just check the recovery rules. So damage. Where's healing damage? So healing. So critical injury. Let me check Arthur's crit. Did it say what the recovery time was? Broken ribs, healing time 7 days. So
yeah.
So because it's a fatal crit and you aren't broken, there isn't a roll.
Is it a fatal crit?
No.
No, it's a fatal none.
Yeah, it's not fatal. It's going to take 7 days for it to recover, so you're still going to be dealing with the effects of it during this scenario, but
like me with my concussion and my broken arm.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
So, well, with that in mind, so you're going to be waiting here at least, what, 10 minutes, you said?
I was just gonna here until 3 hours, and then well, 2.5, and then we'll go down to where the virus is.
Well, I will point out that, I mean, you know, Tommy is still in peril. So I don't know if you want to make the effort to go rescue him.
We're going to find out if the virus works. If the virus works, then we rescue Tommy.
Well, it'll rescue him completely at all. Because,
yeah, it'll either rescue him or kill him. One of the two.
Exactly.
It's just not worth risking the party at this point. That room's full of those stupid eggs. Not worth it. 2 of us now are already screwed up.
Okay.
And I have a feeling they're going to fight us they're going to fight us either way, so let them come to me. I'm not going to them.
All right, so you are legit going to wait here for 3 hours.
Unless anybody disagrees, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to wait, right? Does everybody agree?
Are we are we going to get those pods? Or not the pods, but are we gonna?
The robots.
Oh, okay.
The Joes. Is that what you're talking about?
No, weren't we going to use a pod to do something?
The EVA
Yeah,
pod is what's cutting the ship free. You've already accomplished that. Well, you've got that in motion, but
okay.
But the only thing we have is we have rescue Tommy, which will be a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
or clear the hangar, which will be a big fight. But in my mind, if the virus is going to work, it will kill them, and we didn't need to do that fight.
Okay. I still want to go back to the whole hyperdrive thing. Is the hyperdrive now disabled or not?
No, no.
The FTL drive is still spooling up. It'll be jumping somewhere else within 6 hours. However, the roll that Zavotska did, the heavy machinery roll to cut the ship free, will cut the ship free from the station in approximately 3 hours. So you've got like an additional 3 hours, where well, not an additional, I mean, okay, let me phrase it.
We're going to have 3 hours to do what we want to do after the virus is triggered.
Yeah.
Before our ship is going to go. So in 3 hours after we do the virus, we have to be on our ship. We're stuck here.
Okay.
Well, you're not technically stuck, because keep in mind when your ship detaches from the station, you can have it quote unquote parked wherever you want it to be, and then just use the drop ship and have Mike, shuttle you all back to the Avalanos. So you're not going to be stranded on the station.
If we miss getting on the ship in 3 hours, then we're fucking stuck.
Well, but why would you miss it? That's my question.
I was just saying we have 3 hours to get back on the ship, or the ship is gone and we're stuck here. That's what I'm trying to say. Not like there's something going to stop us if we're just stupid and forget to get on our ship to get back.
But why would it leave without you? That's the disconnect that I'm having.
The thing is taking off at 6 hours, no matter what we do.
The station.
We can't.
The station is leaving, but it can only
I thought
leave
our
if it
ship
has your
was.
Okay, let me break it down for you.
If
The
we
station-
are on the station, we would go with it.
Yeah, but the station isn't going anywhere if it doesn't have FTL. So if your ship detaches from the station does not have FTL, and therefore it can't go anywhere. The station is using your ship. It's connected to your
Okay,
ship
we're
to try to
saying the
use it to
same thing.
escape.
We're saying the same thing. Don't worry about it. I was just trying to, in character. If our ship in 6 hours is gone.
Oh,
and
you're
it's
saying
off
that in
of the
character? Okay,
spaceship.
so
Yes.
okay, well that's
If we don't get on the ship in 3 hours after we do the virus, we're stuck here. Because our ship is going to go, but the station's going to stay here. So just don't worry about it. We have 3 hours to do shit. That's the thing. So for now, if we got 3 hours to put our feet up and just be on guard if anybody comes. I do have something in those 3 hours, Cody.
what's
I
up?
do see my favorite things on the map. Since we're sitting here anyway, let's go into the parts storage and let's all put some parts in our pocket. So we have some parts.
Steal all the catalytic converters.
Well, let's see what's in the parts storage. God. Yeah.
The grand tradition of
And we can always bring Mike over to personal airlock 4 and throw it into the drop. Throw it into the drop.
Okay, so let's see. So this is deck D, parts storage. Does it say anything in? So,
the grand tradition of all the groups we're a part of. Take anything that isn't nailed down and stuff it in the
yeah.
vehicle.
So, according to parts storage, weirdly enough, and I'm saying that I'm just not saying this in sugarcoat. I'm saying because it doesn't really specify. So it says that some parts that PCs need to fix this ship can be found in storage here, but it doesn't say what. So there might be miscellaneous parts, but it doesn't say oh, you can find the compression, because it specifically says where certain things are, but because
Right,
basically the things you need would be the pod to cut the ship free, which you have, the batter or the power cables to charge the batteries, which you have, and the compression coil, which you have to get from the thrusters, which you have. So you got everything you need. So there's nothing in here that's of value.
No, I'm just looking for future when we need to repair the ship.
Well, there aren't
We
any of those
have-
kind of parts. Like
Oh,
the parts that
we
it's
have a
mentioned.
sensor. We have a sensor malfunction. Do they have parts for the sensor malfunction?
That you missed the point of what I said. What I was saying is that like the parts that it's referring to are parts relevant to the scenario. Like if you were playing the scenario as written and you were using the default ship that the characters arrive in, it would be like that's like an open-ended GM thing to say like, oh yeah, there can be parts that you need in that storage, but it doesn't specify what they are. So it doesn't say like it's the compression coil or something like that. It's not for general ship parts. It's specifically for the parts you would need to escape. Does that make sense?
There would still be electrical parts, still be mechanical miscellaneous parts
Anything for a Honda Civic.
What?
that you can jury rig to make repairs. That's kind of what you use that shit for.
Yeah, I
But the
suppose.
game
No,
probably
I
doesn't
suppose
really-
that does make some sense. So what I'll say is, so what are the rules for salvaging? Because we'll use that to determine how many parts there are. So
Yeah, I'm not looking for like specific parts. So, like when we have to fix shit, it uses so many electrical parts and so many mechanical parts.
right.
That's the kind of stuff I'm just talking general parts.
Tell you
not-
what, I will say if you're saying you have the sensor malfunction, I'll say in the absence of any scenario stuff that there will be enough parts to fix that crit,
Okay, that
but
works.
nothing else.
That works.
So you'll find that. So, all right. So you search the parts storage, you get that. Is there anything anybody else? So you're legit just sitting here for 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Making
can
a
find out.
campfire.
So we can find out if the virus is going to work, and then move on.
Okay. So, um, what I will ask the group is because I mean it's not quite like the 4 hour mark, but because this is definitely moving towards like the end game of this scenario, do we want to break here while you guys are chilling in a safe space and then wait for potentially more people to show up for the finale? Or do we want to keep playing a little longer?
I don't care. I don't know what the finale looks like. Because I don't want to. I wouldn't want to break in the middle of something major, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, to be honest, I don't know either because, there are a number of things that can happen, a number of things that I have planned, but they may not go according to plan, kind of deal. So, and I can't necessarily
So
guarantee
let
that's the
me.
finale, but
So
like,
what is today? Today's the 9th. So next week is Twilight, right?
yeah,
And then we're not playing the 30th, right?
no.
And then I'm gonna miss the finale then.
Hmm. Uh, shit.
Because
Well,
I'm gonna be at a local gaming convention on the.
okay. Well, I mean, again, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to keep playing, or do you want like so you can get as much time in as possible, or I mean, what do you want to do?
I just want to know if the virus works. That's really all I give a shit about.
I mean, I'll recap you whatever you missed, but
Yeah,
um,
and I can't do much anyway except command people now, really. I can't move and I can't shoot.
well, you can move, but
I'm -2 mobility.
yeah, I know, but you don't need to do mobility if you're just running around.
Oh yeah. But
So,
it's
what?
probably a good spot to stop.
Yeah, because I figure like you guys are all in a secure location, and yeah, I mean, I feel bad about potentially stopping an early. I mean, I can still go if you guys want, but like keep doing this. But I mean, Evelyn, Martin, and Blitz. I mean, you guys have been quiet, so I want to know what you think.
I think here's a good place to stop.
Yep.
Like it's really good. Like, yep, okay, so you're waiting around, you're kind of like healing up, and then let's go into the
Yeah,
final act. And,
yeah. Like like basically when
everyone
we
gets
pick up
out
next, like you
alive.
guys can, go get that virus, like get the virus sample and do what you got to do. So
Yep.
okay,
Whatever.
so if we're seemingly in agreement on that, we will cover XP. So everybody, of course, you get your standard 5, and I'll be generous in this because I know it usually takes a day, but because it's been a while, I'll say that if you're gonna be sitting here for 3 fucking hours, you could try to roll for 1 talent or re-roll if you've missed one. But we'll go over the XP first before anybody does that. So developing your characters, everybody gets 5. First question: did you participate? Everybody did, so yes. Did you follow your personal agenda?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Did you risk your life for your buddy?
Got touched.
I don't think anybody did and risk their life. Everybody sees that we killed him in 1 round.
All right. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival?
I don't think we have any rivals.
Yeah, I think the only rivalry was Harrison. I think when he got murdered, that kind of took that out of the equation. Or he got set on fire, excuse
Yeah,
me,
well,
not murdered.
Horgus, yeah, Gunny killed his rival, so.
Exactly.
Did you make a panic roll? I mean, I think everybody did, so I'll just give you that. Yeah, no, I know for a fact because the deacon made everybody do a panic roll.
Yep.
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? I mean, yes, you did. So,
What is this non-violence you speak of? I don't understand the phrase.
yeah, no, I mean, it's like you guys are all about like just overwhelming violence. So, well, although you didn't use it against perfect allies, so there's that. I mean, there is some humanity.
I find it hilarious that when we're talking about dealing with aliens and xenomorphs, that non-violent is actually an option.
Yeah, no
oh
shit.
yeah, these creatures are perfectly open for reasonability.
I'm gonna have a heart-to-heart chat with the giant creature that's trying to rip my face off. Or
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you sure you want to do that? Boy, you must have some deep lingering issues.
Yeah. Um. So anyway,
Noticed.
so did you make significant discovery or revelation? Oh, absolutely. Everybody gets that automatically. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I mean, fuck yeah. Arthur and Martin definitely did. I will also say Evelyn in terms of just how good that first roll of the session was, that contact.
Yep.
So 3 of you. Unfortunately, Horgus, I don't really think you did any sort of extraordinary actions.
I commanded them to kill him in 1 round. That's fucking awesome.
And then I did it. So
Well, they were the ones who got the kill, though. So, like, just telling them to do it is not the same as actually being the one to do it. So, I'm not gonna.
he was really convincing.
I gave him 5 successes. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, to the rest of the peanut gallery, what do you think? Do you think that's worthy of it?
Yeah. He was really convincing. He was like, go kill him, inspiring, and we were inspired, and then we did the thing.
Yep.
And
I'd say he gets it. He did his normal blustering, freaking gunny Sergeant Horgus, and was actually really effective at it.
Yeah, I don't have the unfuck yourself. I do actually. Like, basically just screaming
You
this.
had best unfuck yourself or I will unscrew your head and shut down your neck!
So, yeah,
Or
so
I'm gonna
him.
beat you. Or I'm gonna beat you down with my broken ass arm.
Which will break
I'll rip
further,
my
my
arm off
arm or your face. So, extraordinary. Okay, so everybody gets extraordinary action, and did you earn any money? No. And then so yeah, there's that, and then like I said, Marty earlier, joke that was funny enough. I was like, you know, you gotta get you gotta get an extra point of XP for that. Gotta go to where it's due. Okay, so
Hey, I did get it. I finally got it.
what the talent lets you push push empathy twice?
Yes.
Nice. I bumped
So
up my observation.
influence talent. Can you add that to my sheet?
Will do, but are you not able to add it to yourself?
No, I hate this game. Their system sucks.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that
See
kind of.
if I get
What
it.
the hell? Why is it not? Oh, there it is.
Influence.
Okay.
Can you get non?
Yeah.
or-
So I can't search the compendium for influence. It doesn't
Are you
pop
searching
up.
the compendium or the items directory?
It should be in the compendium.
Well, don't look in the compendium. Look in the items directory. Anyway, so Arthur, you were asking something?
Yeah. Can you get career skills from a career that you don't have?
Like talents? No.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot get talents outside of your career. It's basically either your career or just general talents.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other skills or anything like that? As a reminder, skills cap at 5.
Yep, I bought another point of observation because that's. I should have been doing that earlier, but
Yeah.
I'm living with that mistake. But hey, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
An observation
what?
also.
Okay. I had 2 questions for everybody. The first one is just general, like, how was the session?
This was a good one.
Nice. Glad you thought so.
Yeah,
I
it was a lot
definitely
of
thought so
fun.
as well. So, there's that.